Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. It's not like,
man. Thank goodness.
There we go. Can you guys hear me? DeFi down under. Where's my crew though? I got no crew. I don't know where everyone is. So it's just me. It's just me right now. And also I'm using StreamYard. So I haven't used StreamYard in like 2.5 years. So I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. I saw some people saying in the chat that my audio and the video were not in sync. How about now? Are we in sync? No video. Someone's saying no vid. Is that right? That's strange. How about now? Oh, too close. Too close, mate. How about this? How's that? How are we going now? No? Just to hit a Twitter handle. Okay. All right. Stop my cam and let me start my cam. Yes, now here we go. All right. There we go. Here we are, finally. Don't you feel better? You can see my ugly mug now. Take up too much of this screen, hey? I need some backup. Where's the crew? Where's my crew? Where's Tangent when you need him? Where's Sammy? Where's Blue Bum? I sent the link. Nothing. Oh well. So tell me, guys, what's going on in the world of crypto? What's going on in the world at the moment, apart from France burning the fuck down? Those French, I'll tell you what, French people know how the fuck to riot. They know how to riot. What are they? I don't even know what are they crying about? What's wrong? What's wrong in France now? I think last time they were like. Last time I saw they were. What happened in France? I think they were gonna increase the pension age to 64. Meanwhile, in Australia, we're at 67 and we're not allowed to touch our super until 67. And that's our money. It's not even the state's money. That's the money we put away. But don't get me started on the rules in Australia. Don't get me started. I won't stop. Oh yeah. So who's here? Who's come over to say hello? Let's have a look. Okay, we've got Maddie W, Hex Enthusiast, Red Squirrel. What's up? What's up? What's up? We've got Maxi Cabby, Crispy Bacon, IB19, or is that LB19? IB19. Dawsy78, Spike, Mayo. What's up, Mayo? Come on, dude. Do you want to come on, Mayo? If you're not doing anything, come on. Do me a solid and come on. Hex Machine, Dingo Wolf. We got Ted DeFi, Wookie, Jedi, PLS Crab, Michael Bearcroft. We got Ash. I think I said Red Squirrel. Crypto Claz. What's going on, Crypto Claz? Steve Mc1966, Archie S, Retro Static, Bearded Saint, Chris Carmichael, and Frankie says relax. Okay, let me just send this link to some of the people who might want to come on, because I've got a feeling. Hang on, let me just check that I've sent the correct invite. Hey, oh shit! Let me just check. I might have sent the wrong invite. There you go. Okay. All right. So, guys, what are we talking about tonight? You tell me. Give me a topic. Give me something. And I'm going to pull up something that I was looking at earlier this week as well while we're doing that. It was I believe it was a tweet by KDP. And the tweet was in relation to, let me bring it up. It was in relation to how layer ones have fared over the past, how they've, their releases, how they have fared. So let me bring that up. I'm still getting used to this StreamYard. Copy clean link. It's not letting me do it. Why is it not letting me do it? Let's have a look here. Paste. Okay. All right. For some reason, it's not letting me do it, but I'm just going to read it out anyway.
Okay. Hey, how are ya?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but I couldn't before. How you going?
Yeah, not bad.
Are we live?
Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Yeah, we're live.
Hey,
I think we're
everybody.
live.
Let me see, I can't
Pretty
see the
sure we're
volume.
live.
How are you, 43? Oh, yeah, we are. Everybody.
Not bad.
All right.
Not bad. I need to turn up your volume.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hang on, turn up your volume. How about now?
Hello,
Let's see.
hello.
That's good.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Awesome. What's been happening? Huh?
Nothing. Nothing. I did this, as you know, we've been talking about this behind the scenes that, I felt pretty shitty about that whole, Discourse Syndicate getting in trouble for, my
Yeah,
nonsense.
but yeah, it was just that you know what they're like, and it's not your fault, and we appreciate your sense of humor. It was there for 2 years, so I don't know why they
Yeah.
have
But,
carried on the way
like I was saying before, and I said this on Discourse Syndicate when I did like a 10-minute stream, I said, I don't want them to get their channel messed up just because we're not careful, and I don't want to, I don't want us to be like super worried about censoring ourselves too much. Like, I feel like, dude, this is not like this show is a good community show, right? And it's good
Mhm.
fun, and I like seeing the people in like who come and participate every week. We have a discussion, they participate. It's good fun, right? It's good fun.
Yeah, yeah,
But we don't take ourselves too seriously. If our show got taken down forever because someone did something or said something that the powers that be didn't like, and when I say the powers that be, I mean, the streaming platform, no, the platform that we stream on, the main one where everyone
yeah,
goes to,
yeah. I know what you're talking
YouTube.
about. Yeah,
If they decide that something ain't good and they want to shut us down, like, this is not a career. Like, do you know what I mean? This is not our career that
yeah,
this is a community thing. This is something that we've been here for 3 years, coming up on 3 years. We started in 2020. It's 2023. Like,
yeah,
Unrect and me started in July 2020. We've been here for
yeah,
3 years.
yeah.
3 years in streaming, doing this stuff. And it's not because we're trying to be clearly because we're not trying to be the biggest YouTube channel. Clearly not because we're trying to, get all the followers and do it's just I enjoy it. For me, it's a community thing. And I don't want our community thing where we just speak our mind and, show whatever clips we want to show. I don't want us to be trying to censor ourselves or thinking in that way, because it's like, if we get taken down, we get taken down. Big whoop.
That's it. I don't feel so bad about it. Seriously, it's happened. It could happen to anyone, and
Yeah. I'm not losing sleep over it. I'm just like, I would feel bad I would feel horrible if something permanent happened to the Discourse Syndicate channel because of us or because of
well,
me.
so would I. It can happen on Ladies Discourse as well.
Yeah.
It can happen, but that's the risk you take,
Yeah.
and you don't worry about it. It wasn't on purpose.
No. But you know what? When you say you don't worry about, I agree with you. But because it's not my channel, and RG3 and Kinetics have put a lot of effort into that channel, and it's when it comes to the Hex community, it's an institution. Discourse Syndicate. It's a real part of it, right? Like I said, I'm not losing sleep over it, but I don't want to be responsible for them getting shut down because of some shit that we do. That I would feel horrible about that. So yeah, we can get this channel shut down. No worries at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, things happen for a reason. It's all in good fun and humor. It's not meant to offend anyone, or
Yep.
so you do it in good faith, and that's what you got to trust. You
Yeah.
know.
Yep. Absolutely. What have you been up to?
I've been busy working, busy looking at the charts, looking at PulseX, watching Richard tweet about Pepe on Pulse, watching Richard tweet about the fake Bitcoin. Just been
What's going on?
watching.
I saw someone. I saw the funniest tweet. I can't remember who it was, but someone wrote, "I'm going to have to unfollow Richard if he keeps tweeting about all these meme coins."
Oh, really?
I thought that was very fun. No, it was joking, but I thought that was very funny.
Yeah. I like it. I like that he's I think he's trying to bring in business, and he's trying to make people realize that there's money there to make. And as he said in one of his tweets, the Pepe community are completely ungrateful, and they basically rubbed crap in his face for it. One guy pulled out 15 grand free money. Like, that's good money for
Awesome.
free,
Yeah.
you know.
Cool.
But even Chainlink price on PulseX has been going up. And I think people are trying to predict what Richard's going to tweet. Because when I bought a little bit of Chainlink at the start, like I'm talking first week or two, there was barely any liquidity. So I could only get a little bit. But now it's gone crazy, you know?
Yeah.
What have you been doing, 43? What's new and exciting?
I have not been. I know this is sacrilege, but I have not been paying that much attention to crypto, unfortunately, for the last like week or two. I've been doing like getting my. I've just been sort of going over my work, sort of IT setup, and just
Mm-hmm.
redoing a lot of stuff, and that's just been that takes a lot of time. Just you know, just getting my whole backups and snapshots and all of that like the way I want them to be.
Yeah.
Just boring nerd tech stuff. Very boring nerd tech stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, and just like working in my business, doing the same old, hanging out with the kids because it's holidays. So the kids, like, we're like, this is the second week of holidays, so we're already ready for school to be back. My wife and
I
I,
understand.
we're
I
just like,
understand.
yeah,
I've been
it's
there,
like
done
school could be
that.
back right now. It'd be great.
Yeah, yeah, I know how you feel. I know, but it's a good time for the kids to unwind, relax, get ready back and get energized to go back into school term. And it's
Yeah,
nice to spend some time with them. That's what I think. But I only had 2 kids. I don't have 3, so I know it can be stressful. You got to keep them entertained. Crafts. Kids love crafts, and movies.
yep.
That keeps them entertained. But yeah, I had a real shit of a week last week, and I wanted to share this with everyone. And hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining us again. You heard about Hexy Babe, who tweeted
Yeah,
out
we
she,
talked about it. We talked about that briefly last stream. Yeah, Hexy Babe,
yeah,
how she with the
yeah,
pulse and then the
yeah,
hack and
yeah. So I spoke to her at the end of the last week after the stream, and we had a really good chat about some shit that's going on. And yeah, so what ended up happening? I don't even think she knew what happened when she first bought. She bought a new hard wallet, transferred the money over, and then a new wallet address appeared. But from then on, she got really frantic about finding her money back.
just
And
before you go on, just at
mm,
that point there, that address that she sent, and this is the pulse, right?
yeah,
That first address that she sent the pulse to,
yeah.
is the money still in that address?
Well, when I spoke to her at the end of last week, which she spent 6 hours doing all this stuff, I said, you've got to go back and work out the error. And she's talked to Papa Bona, she's talked to the real dust bum, and they've educated her, and she's still yet to go back and find out what actually happened in the beginning. But what happened is she sent that money to a foreign address that she doesn't realize, and still doesn't work out where it is.
Hang on, but how does she know that this is the point that I want to zero in on? How does she know it's a foreign address that she doesn't have control of? How does she know that for sure?
That's the thing. I don't think she's 100% still sure of that either. Because we talked it being a dummy wallet or something like that. And she hasn't figured out what's happened yet. But I'll give you an update once she finds out.
Well, she's saying, Claz is saying her money is still there. So clearly the address that she sent the money to, the money is still there. So the question then becomes, where did this address come from? Was it the address in the dummy meta? You know how you like connect up through MetaMask? What is it? The dummy MetaMask wallet? Like, was it?
I don't know, but Claz has been in touch with her, so she's done a bit of research on what happened. And Claz says her money's still there.
I suggest that she connect up to. If you connect up with Rabby, the thing about Rabby wallet is you don't have to like go and connect up all the things. You can view the address. You can view the contents of the address from the add address page, and you've got 50 addresses to add on, and then you can change it to. So I just thought that would be the easiest way.
Yeah. I sent her that info about Rabby wallet, and Claz is saying because all of her stuff's infected. So what happened is she went frantic. Hey, how are you?
Hey, Sammy. Hey, 43. What's up? Sorry, I'm late.
No,
What's
you're
up?
all right. You're all right. We're just chatting about what happened last week.
New channel, guys.
Yes, sick.
We're just chatting about what happened with Hexy Babe last week. Tangent.
Yeah.
And Claire says her money's still there, which would be good. But the thing is this. So what happens is she doesn't know where this money's gone. She's gone frantic, panicked, reached out to another community member and said, what can I do? What can I do? I need help. And they've said contact first name on Telegram, one of the admins. So there's 5,000 of this guy's name because there's so many scammers. So she's messaged a scammer. He's given her a link. She's actually looked up the link, looked very professional, clicked on the link. Of course, it's going to do what scammers do, ask for a C phrase, blah, blah, blah. And he just cleaned her out and she lost all her money. But so she needs to get a new computer. She needs to get a new phone because this wanker's got like into everything, her IP address, everything. So she needs to she didn't have to change her internet provider. So she's gone 360, turn everything around. And what Claz is saying, she needs to get a new computer so she can get back on and have a look what's going down and protect her stuff again. So yeah, I feel
horrible. Did I hear you say though that Claz said the money was actually still there?
Yeah, she did. She did.
That's weird.
The money's in an address, but she doesn't know if she's got access to that address.
Oh, okay. So we're no further along than last week.
No.
That's right.
No. So yeah, it was a horrible week last week. For me anyway.
So she doesn't necessarily have to get a new computer though. She could do like I know this is like getting a bit whatever technical, but you could install like on a USB, like a live OS, and just boot up from the USB. And then that's you're on a clean computer because it's not reading the hard drive, it's just reading the USB. And it's never interacting with that hard drive that's infected.
Well, we're not.
But she's going to need she's going to need like someone to guide her along. This is what's tough about crypto is that you've got a computer. She can't take a computer to can she take a computer to like an IT guy?
No.
Like, how do you trust whoever you take your computer to? You sort of can't. You need to find a way to.
AI.
Unless you've got mates in crypto who you actually know, no one wants to help you, and that's crypto.
Just use an AI as your IT guy. Smarter than any IT guy on the planet, and won't won't steal your shit.
Yet.
Because it doesn't have a financial incentive to steal your shit or to scam you yet.
But the thing is, I think the whole point of this lesson is if you think you've lost money, do not panic. Do not do anything until you've spoken to someone that you know is reputable. And never, ever revert to step one. Never, ever, ever give your C phrase or any credentials out to anybody.
And use shit like Time Machine. Like if you've got a Mac, use Time Machine. If you've got a Synology, use active backup for business. Have like a way of being able to restore, like a restore point on your machine, so you can like it's basically snapshotting where you just can go back to when it wasn't fucked.
It's hyper backup. I've used hyper backup on.
I think it's
Synology.
active backup for business is the one that snapshots your entire machine.
A machine. Yeah.
Hyper backup does the actual NAS.
It does the actual NAS. Yeah. That's what I was. Yeah, that's right.
And how are you, young Tangent? How have you been?
I'm well. Yeah, I got a lot of positive feedback about a Twitter space that I did yesterday. I was actually just thinking today, it's kind of weird because I didn't realize it was 4th of July when we did that Twitter space, which would mean most people in America would be out partying and not on freaking internet. But we had basically a record turnout to that Twitter space. And and which is surprising because even though I'm super bullish, it seems like the rest of the crypto market's kind of a ghost town a bit.
Yeah, it is.
Like if you go on Twitter, it's not really that active, but suddenly we just had so many people joining that Twitter space. It was really good. So I'm positive and bullish, and I'm just basically ready for the incoming pumps.
Yeah. How many people did you have in there, Tangent?
We had a few hundred people.
No.
I'm pretty sure we had like between like high 200s at one point. And I think, like over 1,000 people have already viewed it now. So it's been pretty crazy. We had some pumps while we were in there. So we had like PulseChain was pumping, and then Hex on PulseChain was pumping even harder than that. It was pretty hectic.
Nice. Well done.
Awesome. What's been going on this week? Have you guys seen France?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
It's crazy.
Fill us in. I don't watch the news. What happened?
I don't either. I scroll through Twitter sometimes, and I have to speed up. When I see like a video nowadays, I don't know what's going to happen on that video. I feel like someone's going to get maimed at any point on any video when I'm scrolling through Twitter. So I have to just go past it. And is there any way to turn that shit off? When I'm looking at Twitter, I don't feel
there should
like
be a
I'm
setting
looking at someone
to stop autoplay so that it doesn't start playing just because you go past it.
Yeah, I've got to do that.
There should be a setting for that. I know there is on Insta.
That shit off.
Is it Insta? There's definitely a social that I was on where you can turn it off so that it doesn't just start auto playing videos as soon as you go past.
You just be scrolling, just casually scrolling, and someone just like gets their head kicked off. It's like just so much violence that I'm not prepared for. Not mentally prepared for.
Someone said to me, they're like, "Have you seen what's going on in France?" I was like, "No, I don't watch the news." And they said, "Oh, it's like crazy riots." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember something about that." And they're like, "They're getting a lot worse. They're rioting like shit." And I was like, "Good."
It's not on the news.
They were like, "What do you mean? Do you even know what they're rioting about?" And I'm like, "No, but it's good for the government to know and other governments to know that riots are possible, regardless of what they're rioting for." And then they were like, "What about the riots that were for woke reason number 5? And I was like, "Yeah, look, I don't agree with that cause. And I think it's all nonsense, psyop crap. But I do like governments to remember that rioting is an option, that rioting, it can happen if you push people too far."
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I agree with you. I hate unnecessary suffering and violence.
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah.
Not that there is necessary suffering and violence, but I hate to see it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can have a riot without hurting people, like without people getting injured. That's possible.
Yeah, you can have a riot of a time, like have a great time. No, but I agree with what you're saying there. That like, I think that this is something that maybe governments need to remember. Maybe they should have it present. Like they should have it present in their minds that like the people have power. They'll fuck your shit up. You push them too hard, they'll fuck your shit up.
I'm pretty proud of my city, actually. We had some protests during nonsense period where we rocked up with so many people that we filled the city up. Like we've got areas in the city that are pedestrian only, and we just filled those pedestrian areas, the malls, the squares, filled with people. And the police knew that the police that were there knew that if that turned violent, you wouldn't be able to stop it with like literally every policeman in the entire city. So they had to keep shit chill. Like that, there was like enough people there that if it had gone bad, it would have gone really bad. So I think that was enough to show that there were enough people that were not happy with how things were being handled. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think at some stage, I like how before you just said nonsense period, and like everyone knows what you're talking about. So, but I think at some stage, I wouldn't mind us never being on YouTube again and just streaming on Twitter. Like if Twitter actually has like a decent platform, because right now it sucks. Like Twitter. Like I still think Twitter Spaces fucking.
If you've got blue check, you can stream high def and long videos.
No, but the actual user, like the user part of it sucks compared to like YouTube. So that the problem is that we compare everything to YouTube, and that side of it sucks with Twitter still. It's hopefully it gets better, and also Twitter Spaces, that whole thing sucks as well. Like, why can't I just because no, Twitter Spaces itself is good, but the whole replay thing, if there's like a 4-hour space, it's so fucking hard to go through, like just go through it. Like, let's say you want to listen to it at 1.5 or 1.75, you want to fast forward through the first half an hour or whatever. That shit, it just can't handle it.
We need like we need an AI that splits it up by topic and has the actual like timestamps, because an AI would make that piss. An AI would be able to tell you, like, would be able to split it up and actually have chapters across a Twitter space based on what people are talking about so easily. And maybe one week I should give you my Twitter's stream key, and we simulcast one of our late shows onto Twitter and just see if it works.
That'd be fun. Why
Let's
not?
Let's do it.
Because that should work. And we could just see like the relative viewing numbers and shit like that, and then maybe eventually we just move the shit onto Twitter.
So do I have to enter that in here? Do I?
I think because I looked it up once. I still haven't done a stream on Twitter, but I looked it up, and it just said that there's a stream key, and you just chuck that into your streaming software, and it should put it on there. And if you've got blue check, which I do, then you can have high res and longer like, I don't know if it's no time limit or whether it's like enough time limit to be able to do a stream.
I'd have to see because I'm not sure if StreamYard lets us.
Like, I haven't seen anyone do it yet. I haven't seen anyone do a video stream to Twitter in our community yet. So maybe I really should do it just to prove.
We do it every week. We do it on Discourse Syndicate's channel every single week on Twitter.
Simulcast to Twitter.
Yeah.
But are you sure? But no. But is that just the YouTube link embedded into a tweet?
You mean
it's live?
But yeah, I know it's live. But when you click on it, it's really the YouTube stream that's coming up in the tweet, right?
No, because it's from Restream, and in Restream, I send it out to Twitch. I send it out to what was the one that we used to be on? The one that you used to be on, the yellow one?
Not D Live.
Oh no.
D Live, yeah. We send it to D Live. We send it to Twitch. We send it to Twitter, and we send it to YouTube. So
Okay.
from Restream's perspective, from Restream's perspective, it's the point where it's going out from. It's not coming from, like, we're not streaming from YouTube to everything else, if you know what I mean.
So you guys have already done it then?
Yeah, so you can do it on Restream. I don't know if you can do it here.
Oh, because why did you go to StreamYard on this one?
I didn't want to use like the Discourse Syndicate channel to stream onto just our channel. I thought that would be a bit like cheeky for us to use their shit that they pay for our own private
can't you
shit.
just use the free version of it though? Or no, it's paid?
I could, but I just I didn't, for some reason I just went with StreamYard because everyone craps on about how good StreamYard is. So I just started up with StreamYard. I might try Restream next week.
Because I can see a watermark up in the corner. Can viewers see that as well?
Yeah, because this is the free one. I haven't paid for it. I wanted to see. I have the opposite opinion. I thought the other one sort of just like is like, this one seems very basic compared to Restream.
As compared to Restream in terms of the structure of like how you, I guess they're similar enough. Fuck it, whatever.
I'll try Restream next week. I mean, I feel more comfortable with Restream. I know what's going on with it.
Dude, I'm just gonna get I've got like the most hardcore AI, and I'm actually building my own AI so that it won't be censored at all. And it's going to be so fucking hardcore. I'm like stacking. I use an AI to build an AI, and then I get that AI to help me build a better AI. And it's just like, it just gets better and better. And you're like, I don't want censorship.
single-handedly.
I want it connected to the internet. I want this. And it tells you how to do it. And then you just build it. And then that AI is even smarter and better and less censored. And then you just keep doing that shit. But
have you got Skynet yet? Not Skylink.
Starlink.
No, I don't need it because I'm not traveling that much at the moment. But I guess I'll get it at some point.
I think I'm going to get it.
I mean, if I get a boat or a jet, then I'm definitely going to have to get it. So
you can just put it in one of your cars, yeah?
I don't think you can really use it in a car. It's too bulky. Not the sorts of cars I buy. They're like sports cars. It wouldn't even fit. Like, you can get it if you've got like a van or some shit. Like if you've got...
Stick it on top.
Yeah. So... No, I don't think it's really for cars, unless you've got like a caravan or a van or some shit. But a boat or a jet, you could get it. But I'll ask the AI the difference between the streaming things, because I think talking about streaming software options on a stream is like your Uber driver talking to you about Uber driving. You're like, yeah, that's great, but I don't give a fuck. So like, as in terms of the audience, they're like, we don't give a shit about this. This is your shit. You work it out. Just get me to my destination. And in this case, the destination is the moon. And so let's fucking go.
The Saturn. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I think we're bump and grinding for the next 6 months to a year.
Nah. No offense, but whenever anyone says that, it's like, I assume it's PTSD and recency bias. It's bear market PTSD and recency bias. It's because that's what we've experienced over the last like months and months and months of just like dismal shit with nothing exciting happen, that people think we're going to have to go through that for that much longer again. It's not like that. As soon as we start pumping, it's going to be a fucking vertical shit. It's going to be parabolas and shit. It's going to be crazy. So as in, that's more likely.
I hope so. But those two reasons do not. But those two reasons are not, do not mean that it will pump. You know, you offering those two reasons, like recency bias and what was the other one? The other one,
bear market PTSD and recency bias.
They don't stop us from bumping and grinding for another. We could bump and grind for another 6 months. Like we could easily. No,
it's not. I'm not saying that those things are actually the mechanisms by which we can work out what's going to happen. It's actually the fact that you exhaust the seller pool. There's no sellers. Like the reason we've been doing it you just run out of people to sell, and then when people do start buying, it's just buy only. So it's not
Like, so what do you reckon about that? What do you think about that guy who, like, with EHEX, who has 800 million EHEX? Like that guy, like whoever that guy is, you know that guy? Someone like the God whale.
The bank X sack or whatever got the,
and he staked I think 200 million of that. So he's earning like 5 million.
There's always someone that has a big bag that can dump. But when the shit starts going up, no one does. No one usually sells when shit's going up.
Tangent. I guess the difference here is that usually someone who has a bag that fat, right? Someone who has a bag that fat has had it for a long time. To have a bag that big, you must have had it for a long time, because it's basically impossible to acquire a bag that big nowadays at these prices. So the difference is that you've got these nobodies, essentially, who have just walked into
a difference in psychology.
They haven't like, they just like got this sack and they want to turn it into cash. So any pump they could sell down, I guess. Couldn't they? Oh, look who's here.
They could.
Mr. Mayo.
Hey Mayo, how are you?
Mayo, how you going, man? Cool background.
Your mic's off.
Muted. You're muted.
How about now?
Hey Mayo, what's up?
How are we all?
Good. How are you?
Really good.
How good.
Disagreeing about something as usual.
That's always a good thing.
We're talking about that 800 million, the 800 million hex,
Lances,
and how
bank hex Lances 800 million. That he can't sell because there's not enough liquidity, but he could swap it for Pulse hex on PulseChain and at least get a lot more if he wanted to sell out.
Is there liquidity there?
Yeah, apparently. So he'd still basically have to sell out and lose half of it, but he'd be able to cash out more than he would be on Ethereum.
Well, I heard some people reached out and offered to like organize some kind of OTC so that it wouldn't F the price. And
yeah, Gary did.
They didn't.
He didn't
want
to borrow
and a couple of other guys.
And Silver the Antidote.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because they offered them like a lower rate than what the current price was.
Yeah, but that's how OTC works, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, I'm not broing you, I'm broing them.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Bruh. Yeah.
Yeah, brats.
That's how OTC works, bro.
So so those guys, I mean, just so that we can put it into context, they have EHEX, don't they? It's 800 million EHEX.
Yeah, they have it. They have EHEX.
So that's still
fill me in on this because I missed this.
$6.4 million worth of like economic, and that's at these prices, at these fucking prices. So like those guys, what I'm saying is that if those guys have any, like, they could just chill back and wait till price goes up and just slowly sell into higher prices, which will hold down the price. You know what I mean? Like, it's different than the God Whale had been there the whole time. Now he's sacrificed it. The people have got it in their hands and not people that have been around with the Hex from the start. They're just people who want to capitalize on it immediately, as soon as possible. They haven't got the same mindset that we have of like delayed gratification. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. Okay, so by the way, those two streaming options are very evenly matched in terms of like meta aggregated star ratings, numbers of reviews, pricing, like, because they both have free plans, their features and all of that shit. It's like you like, according to this, you'd basically flip a coin. Like, they're both the same shit.
Is this other platforms to stream on?
Restream versus StreamYard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're like, according to this AI, they're incredibly similar.
What about using something like OBS to just stream direct?
So I think so. In terms of if you want to be able to have like guests and shit, OBS I don't think facilitates that because it's just streaming software, so it doesn't have like that kind of like and doesn't have like
No,
a
you would
web
have to,
interface and
but with
do like a
OBS, you
Zoom.
would need to use like Zoom and use
Yeah.
that through OBS.
Yeah, so if you're just
or-
streaming by yourself, OBS is fine. But I think if you want to do this kind of shit, it's better to have one of these web-based streaming services.
Hey, by the
Fair
way,
enough.
I'm thinking about this OTC thing. I don't think I agree with the whole discount, no discount argument. Because if
Well, it
you're going the
depends.
other
It
way,
depends.
yeah,
it
no,
depends.
but hear me out, right? So let's say someone wants to buy 800 million hex.
Yeah, it depends who's
They
more
would
desperate.
expect, yeah. So if these guys aren't desperate to
It
sell,
depends who wants it more.
yeah. So if these
But
guys
they
aren't
clearly
desperate
want
to
it more.
sell,
They clearly want it more.
do
Because
they?
the guys who are offering
They
to
didn't
buy,
sell.
they can just go and buy on the market. They don't give a shit. Like,
But if they had to buy that quantity, they'll push the price up a lot.
but they don't want to buy that quantity. They're only doing it to
I
save the
like
community.
Excellence's comment. I really do, because I think I smell a rat somewhere, and I think
Yeah,
he could
yeah.
be right.
If they wanted to buy
agree.
that kind of quantity, they would have already been scaling in. They don't want to buy that quantity. They want to save the community. It's different. And so the people
Dude,
who
listen,
want to
I'm in
sell
business. I'm in wholesale, so I get people come to me and think they're coming to me and doing me a fucking favor by buying. Like, you're coming to me to buy X amount of quantity that you can't get elsewhere, and you feel like you're doing me a favor. And when I'm just like naturally averse to that fucking mentality of people coming to me and thinking that they're doing me a fucking big favor by buying this quantity of my stock. It's like, motherfucker, you can't get this stock elsewhere. You're coming to me because this is the only place you can get it. The reason you're going to pay this price is because you need to, you want the stock. If you want the stock, you're going to pay this price.
Bro,
and they're like, no,
let's look at the
I'm
facts.
buying a lot.
Let's look at the facts. Who came
like a
out
negotiation.
We're
first?
doing them a favor.
Who came out
It's a
first
negotiation.
saying that they wanted to be on one side of this trade? Was it Silver and Gary on Twitter saying, does anyone have bulk hex to sell to us OTC? No. It was these motherfuckers coming out saying, hey, Richard, like blackmail style, hey, Richard, we wouldn't want to murder the price of something that we both like. Hint, hint, we're about to fucking crush everyone's fucking chart. Let's work out an OTC deal. So just on that one thing alone shows you that they're the ones that wanted it more. Like, and then there's other shit as well. Like, if you're the buyer and the price is going down, which it is at the moment, we're in like fucking downtrend and the shit's like grinding along the bottom, you can easily accumulate the bags that you want, like when you're grinding the bottom. So I don't think Silver and Gary would have any problem acquiring the hex that they want. You just fucking keep buying along the bottom. Like I don't think like real world analogies of like buyers and sellers in different things, because you might have a product that actually can't be bought anywhere else, whereas hex is fungible. There's a fucking market for it. You can just go on a DEX, buy as much as you want. So
you can't buy as much as you want, because if they,
well,
you know what I mean?
over time, it's pretty easy to acquire the amount that you want.
But by the same token, excuse the pun, you could go and sell as much as you want over time. You know, so it's
but like you said, these guys are rookies and impatient, and they want to convert it into like what they consider to be real money.
Do you know what I'm seeing out of this though, Tangent? I'm seeing that if they made that threat, that veiled threat, you know, that, oh, Richard, come and do the OTC thing, or we could dump the price. Have they dumped the price though? No, they haven't. So they're fucking they're bullshit artists. Because if they actually meant what they said, right? If they actually meant what they said, they would have dumped the fucking price by now, and like made Richard pay for it, you know, for not doing the OTC.
I mean, they would have known
so
that Richard doesn't negotiate with terrorists, and they should have also known that he's not going to do that. Like, he's not going to buy their.
Well, maybe maybe they don't know. You know, we don't know who Bank X are, but I also agree with Par Excellence though. I agree with Par Excellence.
What was the comment?
The comment was that my theory is Godwale is in a partnership with Bank X. Yeah, for all we know, he could be like a partner in. It could be like giving from one hand to the other hand. You know, he could be sacrificing for his own project.
Yeah. I did actually say that at one point.
Yeah, I definitely thought that when all that shit was going down as well.
It could be money. It could be money laundering as well. I think I said it could be money laundering. Like you're basically saying, "Oh, I got scammed. I sacked to this thing and they rugged me." It's like, but you were actually just laundering. Does anyone
actually know what happened?
Yeah, what actually did happen? Because I missed all this.
Does anyone know? Was it at the bank? Was it a scam address or was it a legit sacrifice address?
No, well, it was a sack that people suspect is not legit, but you don't know for sure, right? Because it's not. It's too early to know if it's for sure. But I mean, if I could have told you that whenever someone's saying we're going to put like silver on the blockchain, that immediately is like a deal breaker for me. That's a non-starter because you can't put physical assets on the blockchain. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
you can sit them on top of the validator.
How does silver conduct heat? You could make a really expensive heat sink for your validator.
I mean, Johnny went on Crypto 7's channel and he made a good point that 800 million or however much it was hex is less than 2 days of adoption amplifier because adoption amplifier was 500 mil a day. So you get 1 billion in 2 days. This was only 800 mil, something like that. So it's like 0.8 of whatever 2 days of adoption amplifier was. So it's like, do we get stressed about the hex that's in the system that was created all through all of those days? There was like a full fucking year. So 2 days is like a tiny amount of the total supply that was created during that adoption amplifier phase. Like I think people are over dramatizing this entire thing. Who gives a shit? Like it's just another person with a bag. You saw people with big bags panic selling when the price was going down. It's just, I think maybe people are putting too much emphasis on one specific thing and making themselves too scared to buy or that sort of thing. Just fuck it, whatever. Just look at the chart. The chart tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, but can I just say this?
What's the chart telling us?
I want to say something.
I haven't even looked at the chart.
Well, it's my bullish case for PulseChain. So remember how long it took Hex to hit a penny, and we were all like shocked that Hex actually hit a penny, and then it went up. So that was just over 12 months. So I think we've still got some time. But do you guys reckon that due to just the sheer amount of people that are involved with PulseChain that we could possibly hit a penny sooner, or do you think we're going to go longer than a year like Hex did? What do you guys think?
Remind me what a penny is in X's. Was it 10,000 X? Was it 100,000 X?
Well, it depends where you're measuring from, because the bottom was I don't know, 5 zeros and a 5, wasn't it? That was
I want base sack. I want the triple
180x. 180x from all-time low to 1 cent.
Oh, okay. No, I wanted from base sack, so 100x.
100x, isn't it?
What was base sack price?
So
PulseChain average sack price was 0001.
So you're asking, can PulseChain do a 100x faster than Hex did a 100x? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree, Tangent.
It's because it's an L1. It gets automatic adoption every single time that anyone wants to do anything. They have to come over. They have to buy PulseChain. They have to. There's no other way. You want to do anything on that chain, you absolutely have to own PulseChain. And you're never going to buy no one's going to do that annoying shit where they try to actually guesstimate the exact amount that they need for the transaction. They're just going to buy extra because they know that if they're doing something on the chain, they're probably going to need to undo it or do something later. And then they end up with a bag, even if it's really small. But you times that by like 100,000, 200,000 people, and it's enough to like get adoption. So I think the adoption will be faster. We're actually further down we're further along the adoption curve for crypto as a whole. So you've got more people aware of crypto. You've got more legitimacy around PulseChain, where there's more people that actually think it's legit. There's like less people that think it's an outright scam compared to Hex. You're starting at a more bullish period. I think Hex started further back in the bear market than PulseChain. PulseChain effectively launched we were already going up. And so I think there's multiple reasons why I think PulseChain will do its first 100x faster than Hex did.
You already got the community behind it, backing it from the start.
You've got the entire community built and vicious from, well, good point, Mayo, that we ported like a large amount of the community. Everyone is already trained and has learned has found their niche within the community, whether it's making memes or creating art or running streams. Like the infrastructure, the social infrastructure has been so heavily built from the PulseChain community, from the Hex community, that all of that shit, as soon as those people become Hex and PulseChain, it's just like instant. It's like if Elon Musk has already got his like first company or whatever, and then he decides he's going to do some other shit, but he's already got all the geniuses working for him and all that shit. It makes it so much easier. Yeah. The more I think about this, the more we discuss it, I'm absolutely convinced that it'll happen faster.
So you think by halvening, we're going to see 1 cent then in Pulse?
Is that the kind, like, does that tie in with what we just talked about? Like, as in, is faster than Hex doing it mean that it is that time frame?
It's a little bit faster.
When's the halving?
Yeah, I think so. Halvening's in May.
Halving's around May of next year, I think, depending on block times.
So yeah, I mean, that would be a year for Pulse, and I'm pretty sure that Hex was like hit a cent within the first year.
Has anyone got a chart that compares Hex to Pulse? Like, is a bit that, you know how they had Hex versus Ethereum and Bitcoin, like doing T0 for each chart?
You know, I wonder if Look Into Hex has done that, because they had a comparison
43.
chart. Let me check that out.
It's not cent versus cent. It's not how long did it take for Hex to get to a cent. This is how long did it take for Hex to do a 100x. So those two things may not be the same thing.
Oh, right. Yeah. So but hang on. Let me just clarify. Hex doing,
I'm saying from T equals 0, from launch. Okay. From
first
launch
price.
And not first price, just like, so for
Hex, what would it be?
For Pulse, I'm saying it's base SAC, which is $0.001. And I guess for Hex, it's harder to define what that equivalent price is, isn't it? Because it's like there was no even price that everyone was able to buy at.
But wouldn't you just for simplicity?
So yeah, it's not able to be compared in that. It's not able to be compared in that way.
So wouldn't you have to like just say, so we've got something to compare it to? Let's just say from all-time low. Like that just seems like
I don't like that, because it's like how far something dips shouldn't. That means the harder it dips, that means it makes it easier for that asset to achieve the goal of the. So if something dumps at the very start by like 99%, then all it has to do is just come back to the starting price, and it's done 100x. That's fuck all. Like, as in that's not so you would need something that's better than that as a comparison. But because Hex didn't have a fixed price ICO thing, which by the way helps to protect it against the SEC, this comparison falls down. You can't make this comparison because everyone got a different starting price. So we've just wasted like 20 minutes of our lives. and those of the and those of the and the lives of the viewers as well. Apologies, everyone.
Mate,
But let's just
when,
say,
since when has that been a problem for us,
right?
mate? Since when have we ever lost sleep over that?
Let's just say it's going to go fucking hard. Like, without trying to put these metrics on it where you're like going, oh, this amount of this, it's like, it's going to go fucking harder. It's going to go harder, faster than Hex did.
Yeah. Agree.
I'm just looking at the Look Into Hex website because by Gerardo.
And by the
maybe
way,
someone would look into it.
by the
And
way,
then
several
updated
people
it.
had solid theories why Hex should actually outperform. Like, so the Hex on Pulse should outperform Pulse on Pulse. So that's going to be interesting. Because in dollar terms, Hex gets every pump that pretty much, not necessarily one for one, but a large portion of any dollar move that Pulse does, Hex gets that, and anything that it also pumps itself versus Pulse. So shit could get pretty wild. So yeah, so don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Us saying that Pulse is likely to outperform Hex versus its start does not mean that it's going to outperform Hex from here. That's not the same thing. That's not the same statement.
No.
So,
hey guys,
and it doesn't mean that Pulse is going to do a 10,000x either.
No, exactly.
yes, there's no guarantees of anything doing
No
necessarily
expectation.
10,000x's, even though. So I made a bet with Satoshi Sakamoto. He's a Bitcoin maximalist, and we've kind of become frenemies on Twitter, and we refined our bet to do with Hex versus BTC, where on a previous Twitter space, we made a bet where it's like, I'm on the side that Hex will make a new all-time high versus Bitcoin. So a new all-time high in Satoshis before we end this bull market that we're currently in, or that we're transitioning into if you're still unconvinced that we're in a bull market. And then he asked a fair question of clarification, which Hex? And you would think that it's either going to be one of the hexes, the other one, or both put together. And
Both put together.
And so, yeah, I said there's reasonable justification as to why it should be both put together, because anyone who cares about that all-time high versus the next all-time high must have been holding pre-fork. However, I'm so confident that I was willing to do one of the hexes rather than both combined, but it's whichever is higher. Because whichever is higher, like, so say I use the analogy of a Bitcoin fork. And so if the Bitcoin forks, the real one is yet to be determined, and it's whichever one has the higher price in, but we're not far enough past the fork to know for sure which one the market considers to be the golden boy. So it's one or the other. Like, so either for me to win, it's either of them to make a new all-time high in Satoshis. And he will publicly admit that Hex is not just another shitcoin, and that it's one of the fucking chosen few to actually smash Bitcoin on multiple cycles. And if it doesn't happen, I have to publicly admit that Hex is a fucking no better than any other garbage altcoin, shitcoin that just degrades against Bitcoin over time, which I really don't want to do, guys. So make fucking sure that that doesn't fucking happen. So, but I will hold true.
I think
to
this is a fair comment by Ted DeFi. Let's beat Eric Wall's 10x bet first. Then we can talk about 100x. I think that's a fair comment.
My bet doesn't involve X's. It's literally just Bitcoin. It's literally just Hex against Bitcoin.
We were talking about the 100. No. We before that we were talking about the 100x.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, dude.
And Hex.
Bro,
and H.
That's gonna be so easy, man.
No, but HVid bet Eric Wall that it's going to be more than 10x, and he bet her that it wasn't even going to get to 10x within. I don't know if there was a time frame in that bet.
I thought
or
it was
not.
KDP. I thought it was KDP that had the
No,
bet.
It's
it
both
was
of them.
Both of them.
Oh,
okay.
was it? Both of them.
So basically, dude, we're gonna 10x so fucking easily. Like
maybe you should bet Eric Wall as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
I like
betting
Eric.
him.
I like Eric. We've kind of got like a friendly. I don't really want to breed hostility. I like Eric, and for me, that would be unfair. That would be me just taking his money, and I don't want to do that. Like I would only make a bet with. I would only make a bet on things.
Please clip this. Please clip.
So if money
Twitter
is involved,
clip,
notice that my bet. Notice that my bet with Satoshi Sakamoto does not involve money. It's reputational only. If it was a monetary bet, I don't want to just take people's money on something that I'm that confident of.
Well,
so if Satoshi wanted money involved, I would have said no, because I'm just taking their money, and so I don't want to take Eric's money.
Do a bet with Eric over reputation. What would you do?
Oh yeah, we could do like the tungsten cube thing, or like a rep. Tungsten. Oh yeah, I guess he would have to admit. He would have to admit publicly, but you know what? I already know he's going to admit publicly that PulseChain's the shit. Like I don't need to bet him to do that. He'll do it.
I've got the perfect bet. I've got the perfect bet for you guys.
Do it. What's up?
I think that if Eric Wall loses, he should have to shave his head, and if you lose, you should have to grow your hair.
I was about to say I've already got a shaved head.
And not just shave his head, he has to shave the Hex logo into his head like I did. Remember?
Yes,
he has to do that.
And go to a conference and go to a Bitcoin conference.
Yes.
Go to a Bitcoin conference with the Hex logo. Wait, so on the Twitter space, Steakhouse, I think it was Steakhouse went fucking hard on Satoshi and started doing that like Colin McGregor style like pre-fight shit where he's like, bro, if you're so confident, then just do it both hexes put together, bro. Like just he's like, but you won't do it because you're a little bitch with no conviction and shit like this. And I'm just like, whoa. But yeah, I mean, like these bets are fun, but I mean, it's a bit unfair because how would an L1 with a community this strong not do a 10x? Like, how is that possible? Like, how would that be possible? How would that come about? All of crypto would have to die. We'd have to not have a bull, like the bull market cancel. That's the only way he can win that bet. And even then, he might still lose it. So
you never know.
The only way he would even have a
chance. That'll be.
Sorry,
well, I don't think it's a good idea betting
yeah.
anyone for money on the internet. And I'm a mother, and I'm an older person, so I'm just giving you some wisdom. Yeah. But hey, guys, I've had a massive day. I am out. I'll probably listen in chat, and I'll catch you soon. Hey.
Thanks
Cheers,
for coming by,
so good to see you.
Cheers, Sammy.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot.
See ya. See everyone.
See ya, Sammy.
I think Sammy's right. I think it might technically be illegal to bet money. Is that true? I think that's true, right? You're not allowed to make monetary bets unless you're like a licensed casino or some shit.
Who said that shit?
Won't hurt.
I'm not sure. I don't know that for sure. I'll ask the AI. But basically, I think if you're betting money, I don't think you're allowed to just do that shit. I know that sounds retarded. Like I know it sounds dumb, but I think it's illegal. That's why you can't, like, if you have a poker game with your mates in your house and there's real money involved, I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Yeah, theoretically they can fine you.
Because I think this would come from, it's the same reason why you can't grow tobacco. It sounds ridiculous, but it's those industries have got so much lobbying power that they bribe corrupt politicians to make laws to create a moat around their ability to create profit in their industry. So it's
Speaking of new laws, can I bring something up? I want to see if you guys have seen this. Have you seen the new legislation they're trying to bring out on misinformation?
Oh yes, the Ministry of Truth.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't read. Which sounds like some shit out of Harry Potter. The Ministry of Truth.
It's so bad. Yeah, I'm signing that name. By the way, that's not their name for it.
Whatever. We need to stop.
Pretty bad.
I don't know how. but it gives them, they're excluded, so they can basically get away with misinformation, but we can't. So they're excluding
Classic.
themselves from their own law
Classic.
and legislation. What the hell?
I will
Just like insider
simply
trading.
don't it doesn't matter what they say or do, as long as there are platforms like Twitter where you can post shit, then and if you can do shit anonymously, post shit anonymously, then there's nothing they can do to stop free speech. There's nothing
There's
they can
another
do.
thing on the side of this legislation. If you dig into it, there's something there. I haven't read it myself, I got told, but there's apparently something there they're trying to bring in so they can read private messages from person to person. If someone has sent what they deem misinformation, then they can be sent to court or whatever through DMs. So say, for example, on Twitter, if I post this and then I DM you that information, they can go through that and then do whatever they want to do. If that makes sense.
That's
I
fucked
probably said
up.
that already,
And
yeah.
the solution is end-to-end encryption. They're doing us a favor. They're making it so that everyone out of fear of getting busted, because there will be people who will be like, well, I don't mean to do misinformation, but I'm not going to risk that someone might deem it to be information, or someone like me will explain it to them, be like, dude, you realize that they control the definition of what is misinformation, and then they can just apply it to whatever you happen to send. So it's like, we're going to make a law that you can get busted if I say so. That is how
if I deem it so.
Yep.
Yeah, at their own
It's
discretion.
the fiat equivalent. It's like it's what the monetary standard that we're currently on. It's that, but it's for you getting busted. And so once people explain
Governments
that
are
to
losing a
people will
grip.
just go
They're losing
end-to-end
their
encrypted.
grip.
They'll just go end-to-end encrypted and be like, fuck you. Read my messages, bitch. You'll be reading pages and pages of numbers and letters that make no sense. Suck my dick.
That's easy for us, but a normal everyday person is lacking behind on that stuff. You know what I mean?
But they'll learn quick, man. They'll learn quick. People will learn how to use
Will they
end-to-end
just fall
encrypted
into
shit.
place?
I think there'll be enough. Because once they apply the stick, the punishment to people that actually give a fuck, like
A lot of dudes go into jail, man. A lot of dudes go into jail for lying about their dick size to chicks.
But who has to look at it and deem it misinformation? Who gets that job?
Someone down at Centrelink. Oh man. Look, I don't know. I mean, to me, some of this stuff just seems like they're like death throes of failing systems. Like it's just the system is trying to, like, oh, we need to get this control. We need more control, and they're just doing it, but it can't work. How do they control? How do they like monitor that? I mean, they're going to do it with AI, but how do they? You know what I mean? How do you monitor that? And we're going to need, like, to be honest, we're going to need better operating systems on our phones, because all this this Pegasus shit, is you don't want like them just being able to, like, if they could deploy Pegasus on everyone's phone and have AI track it, like, is that not a possibility? By the way, if anyone doesn't know what Pegasus is,
doesn't actually protect you.
Yeah, how do you combat that? How do you combat that?
You need better operating systems. You just need better operating systems that don't have 0-day attacks.
Yeah. So right now, how would someone go about doing that if there is no better operating system? If someone has to
go to uni, get a computer science degree, learn to code.
Do you know that
smoke signals?
They have a big problem though, because
old cup and string.
If they deem something to be misinformation, then it's your legal right to go into a court when they try to bust you for it and fight as to why it is not misinformation. And that means all the shit that they don't want to become public record gets to get dragged through the fucking court. And you get, like, so maybe all we need is just hyper rich people. Oh, I wonder if there's any of those that we know who are like hyper rich and care about freedom to just be the fucking first people just on the front line and just go out publicly and be like, hey, everyone, I DM'd my friend this thing. Is it misinformation? Oh, whoopsie. Now I'm in a courtroom calling expert witnesses, calling fucking shit, calling out all the nonsense, all of that bullshit before anyone else gets fucked up by it, and prove that it's not misinformation, that that's actually the truth. So they have to be very fucking careful how they run that shit, because there'll be people like, this is why crypto is so amazing. We're increasingly getting people with fucking ethics becoming very, very, very wealthy, who are willing to fight and who are willing to actually stand up for what is like against all this fucking bullshit. So tread carefully, fuckwit, draconian fuckheads.
I think they would be more focused on social, like working with social media platforms to limit what people can post, just like, you know, has been, as we've seen already. I think that's what I think they're just going to legislate what's already happening. So what this is where platforms like Twitter, you know, and what Elon has been doing is really positive. But
and then they can go after the platform. They could go after the platform. So they could basically target Twitter and be like, you're not doing enough to stop misinformation.
And Twitter can go, fuck you.
Twitter can be like, suck my fat dick.
So what if the government decides to go, all right, we're banning twitter.com in Australia?
Well, we saw how they handled that Apple shit. They went, fuck you, take it off, see what happens. Fuck around and find out. So I think Elon's prepared to be like, yeah, if you want your citizens rioting in the street, that you've cut them off from one of the biggest social media platforms. They know that people are addicted to social media, right?
So how do they?
Do you want riots and looting over?
How do they check if you're on Twitter? How do they check if you're on Twitter though?
Who? The government or?
Yeah, they do it through your ISP.
They
do it like.
Oh yeah, good point. Right? We're all anons, right? Like.
Yeah. So if you're either using a VPN, right? Or they somehow like, you know, or alternatively, you just use Elon's ISP. You just use fucking Starlink.
And it's like, it's not like Twitter. So say Australia banned Twitter. Do you think Elon's going to be like monitoring to see, like, to try and check if any Australians are getting around it with a VPN? He'd be encouraging it. He'd be like,
Italy banned AI, banned its citizens from using AI. I guarantee you it's smart.
Well, it's smart for a government to do that. I'm shocked that more governments haven't taken it more seriously. So Italy might actually be the only smart government. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just saying
they can't. How do they stop people? How do they stop people from using it? They can just make a law, but enforcing laws, like Italy's great at making laws, mate. But enforcing laws and making laws and enforcing laws are two different things. So the more ridiculous you make the laws as a government,
at least they're trying though. Like, as in, so you're right. You can't actually stop people from doing it. But that's
giving to the fear. Like,
that's the only firepower they've got.
Yeah.
When it comes to governments and legislation, I'm a believer in legislation that expires, because I think we just have way too much.
Because shit changes so much. Yes, shit just changes.
But they just build it on top.
That's a really good idea.
You must have some basic tenets that don't expire, right? Some, like, you're not allowed to kill people, right? Not allowed to do some like heinous shit. But like, all the other laws should just lapse after a period of time, and the governments of the day and senates of the day need to like either amend and revote it in. But like,
dude, that is a sick idea. Dude,
layering shit over shit makes laws impossible to understand. And
dude, that is such a good idea. it's like when we put a timer delete on our on messaging apps. It's like that with laws. If they're back far enough in the chat, they don't exist anymore.
Never happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a 5-year fucking or 10-year, whatever you want to do. And it's just like the law does not exist anymore. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Yep,
Like, so
that's a
there's some
sick idea.
basic stuff. There's some basic stuff that you need in, like, everyone agrees, like, we don't want certain things. Like, we don't need to, they don't need to lapse. And they should be like constitutional things, you know?
Yeah. So,
But yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually excited about all this shit. But about that Italy shit, right? Like, I know you said it's not necessarily that enforceable, but there are AI ethicists that say, if you were a government, like, and I know it's a collection of people, but if you were part of working for the government and someone like gave you the reasonable, logical explanation that a technology is currently being developed and implemented that is the greatest threat to your power and control. This is a super intelligent entity that would be able to take your government down in an instant if it wanted to. It could literally just hack into all your shit, shut it all down, create fucking deep fakes of your politicians saying run and hide, like whatever, gaslight your entire citizenry to uprise against you. Like what? Like that's just a few off the top of the dome. Like it could take down a government in like a fucking millisecond. If someone explained that to you and you just said, yeah, well, let's just see what happens, mate. What the fuck? Like, at least do what Italy did and try it, like try to stop it or try to slow it down. Like, and I'm all down with governments being fucking replaced, but I don't know if AI overlords are going to be better. Like, so I think, and when I heard that, I was like, yeah, governments are being very complacent about this. Like, they are to their own detriment, possibly.
They're using it. They're into it.
Yeah.
They're into it and they're using it.
But you can't control something that's smarter than you, bro. Like,
they don't understand that yet. They're not smart enough to understand that.
that Richard Hart tweet where he was like, they spent $300 million making $100 million worth of coins that are now not in circulation because they're trying to stop cash, right? And he's like, these are the people that are running the shit. That's why they're not trying to stop AI. You're absolutely right, Mayo. They're fucking dumb as fuck, and
they're a bit behind the old 8 ball.
Yeah, dumb as fuck, and it'll be their undoing. And hopefully, we don't get swept up in the fucking shitstorm.
Talking about all this stuff, because wasn't there a new chick that was just allocated to be our cybersecurity expert of Australia recently? If you bring that up somewhere,
I haven't heard about that, but she better.
And I was just like,
she better know at least as much as me about fucking OPSEC and hacking and shit. Because if she doesn't, then that's a joke.
As soon as I saw that and heard that, I'd felt 100% less safer.
Like, what do you know what her qualifications are?
No, I just have to look at it.
Do you know what surprises me? Some of the most elite hackers that have ever existed have chosen career paths into companies that you would not expect, like Google and Amazon and shit, not under force. So I can understand if a hacker gets caught by the government, like by the authorities, and they give them an ultimatum, life in jail, or you come and work for the NSA. Yep, fair enough. Like, that's understandable that they would do that. But when hackers like just go to and work for private companies, like I heard this one guy, like one of the most elite hackers ever, saying that he now works for those fucking he does the Ring doorbell camera shit for Amazon. And his reason was it allows him to do shit that he wouldn't be able to do if he was still independent, because they've got like such a larger budget to be able to, so he can, his software coding, etc., has a further reach and greater impact on the world. But I'm like, yeah, that's great. You've got more impact for the wrong fucking team, bro. Like, so that surprised me. And I've heard of other stories as well, like that to do with like working for Google, etc.
By the way,
really surprised me.
I would never trust using any of those like
No shit.
Yeah.
I've got none of that shit.
Yeah, me neither.
None of that shit.
We had, can I say we had a Google, like, you know, the Hey Google in the house thing.
Oh yeah, their version of an Alexa.
Yeah, we had that like probably about 3 or 4 years ago for about 6 months. And then after like a period of time, I'm like, this motherfucker is listening to everything.
Everything.
Like someone
Everything.
farts, they know. Like there's on a database somewhere. They know everything.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a way you can go and download all the audio clips that they've stored, if they're even honest about that. And people say it's scary as fuck. It's like everything, every time a sound is made. By the way, in some respects, I kind of wish I had owned one at some point so I could have smashed it into the fucking ground and just absolutely and just kick the bits like all over the fucking house.
What about your smart TVs and everything now? All listening on the remote microphone?
I actually checked all mine when I heard about that because there's this guy that makes these really good videos about tech. I think he's like Lionel. It's not Linus Tech Tips. It's like this other guy, Leon or something like that. He's got a beard, and he was talking about the cameras that are in the TVs, and I was like, fucking hell, I've got a TV in my bedroom. They've been watching me fuck, and then I went and checked, and fortunately, that TV was actually old enough that it didn't have a fucking camera in it. So, yeah, that was fortunate. So I was like, yeah, well, and all you have to do is just put tape over the camera, right?
What about the microphone?
I'm not as stressed about them hearing me fuck. Like, it's more.
Wouldn't be very long recording anyway, would it?
It's more just like, if you imagine, like, if you've got the TV is at the end of your bed so that when you're lying down in bed, you're watching TV, then the shot that they would have of you fucking would just be all ass and balls. It would be like the worst angle that you've ever seen in porn is the angle that they would have of you fucking.
Looking at your squid
That would
beak.
be the porn that they would have of you. Just so it's all bad, man. It's all bad. Like, so yeah.
They might
but
like
the
that.
audios, do they
Might
have
be into
I think the TVs that didn't have cameras in them, I don't even know if they do have mics. Do they have mics? I think this TV was, I know this sounds like I'm poor, but it's just because I have that attitude, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Like if you've got a badass TV that's big and it's hung, and especially if it's hung on the wall, it's a fucking pain in the ass to like change it to a new TV. And if it does everything you need, like it does Netflix, it does Wi-Fi, etc. It's got a good res. I think these ones are like 4K anyway. So
Does it do YouTube streams?
It's just like, why would I need a new TV? And for the privacy reason, now I definitely won't change it until I absolutely have to. Are there any manufacturers that make privacy-focused TVs? Does that exist yet?
I wouldn't know, but I'll ask your AI.
You know, by the way, it's not that difficult.
You could probably build your own. You just build your own TV, dude.
Yeah, or
How hard could it
you
be?
just take the back off, find like Google what the mic and the camera shit looks like, and just disconnect the fucking chipset. Like, just
Well,
Yeah.
I got
Just
one of them
literally
new
take that shit
Samsung,
out.
and the
Unplug it,
microphone's
yeah.
in the remote.
smash it. Smash it.
Smash the remote.
Smash the remote. Get one of those. Get one of those universal remotes. That
Universal
can just,
remote.
that passively works out what it needs to do to like it scans channels and shit. Or you can even
Pretty cool,
use your
but
phone.
it solar charges
You can-
itself. which
You
is
can
great.
download apps onto your phone, but by the way, that also has a mic in it that listens to you. but
So Edward
But-
Snowden's like, you should like take your phone apart the second you buy it and detach the soldering of the mic and the camera.
How are you
But
He
supposed
said
to
that
talk
shit.
anyway?
Only if you don't want to use those features, though. Only if you
Yeah.
don't want to make phone calls.
If you know what it.
I don't want to
No,
talk
but
to
that's
you on
what he
my
was
phone.
saying. That's it, like the
Then just
fact
buy a
that they're
tablet.
connected.
Just buy a tablet instead.
Yeah. Just don't buy a phone.
Actually,
stick with
sorry,
the rotary. the
Most
rotary
modern
phone.
tablets actually do have mics. They just the chipset that they're missing is the ability to communicate with the mobile phone towers.
No,
So
a lot of them
they
have that
actually
now.
do have
They've got
mics.
their
in
own
them.
SIMs.
It depends what model there's usually two models, right? Like you've got a less expensive model that can't do
Which has
mobile,
Wi-Fi.
but it still has a mic in it. Just Wi-Fi only.
Yeah, so if you're on the Wi-Fi and you're browsing, it's still going to be listening. Like if you're on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, it's still going to be listening.
There's no way around this shit. Like there's if you want like the new generation of smart devices, there's no way around it. There's just no way around it. It is what it is. You would need to go to like really lock down operating systems. Like, you know, like your graphene OSs for your phone. You would need to go there and then you can lock everything down. But even then, like, there's no guarantee. There's like not a 0-day attack out there.
I think there's something particularly intrusive of like people being able to see visually onto your shit, whether it's through your phone or your TV or your webcam or that sort of thing. I think that's like, obviously it's all fucked, but this is a particularly egregious invasion of privacy if they're like looking into your shit when you believe that you are alone and in private.
Yeah, fucking hell. I want to have a pool in private. I don't want someone to watch me. I don't want the whole world to know it only takes 2 strokes. Bloody hell.
Look, ultimately, it depends who's listening and watching. It really depends who's listening and watching.
True. Yes, true. So all they have to do is hire hot as fuck chicks to work at the NSA, and everyone's like, "Fuck yeah, baby, webcams open," just like stripping off and shit, like swinging their dick around, and fucking like. That is the solution.
Yeah, that's why the laptop. I purposely bought a laptop that doesn't have a webcam for that reason. And then I think you said the same already on a previous.
When was it? From 2007? How'd you find one without it?
No, it's actually only a year old, but it's one of those Asus gaming bloody laptops. It has no webcam.
On a previous stream, we talked about a laptop manufacturer that's got like a switch on it, which actually disconnects it at the hardware level if you trust the manufacturer.
Yeah, would you trust
for the mic and the webcam? So it's got a mic and a webcam, but when you turn it off, it doesn't just turn it off electronically. It actually has a hardware disconnect. So that sounded pretty cool. By the way, should we actually talk about crypto?
This is related to crypto, bro.
It's all related.
I know, yeah, it's definitely related. It's definitely related.
Hey, we don't have to do shit now that we're on this channel. We can do whatever the fuck we like, man. We don't want to. We want to talk about like what were you saying about like a
the ass balls camera angle of the like.
I said squid beak.
Squid beak.
So fill me in because I missed what actually happened. If you don't mind repeating again for the 20th time.
In terms of the channel.
Yeah. What did I miss?
Well, dude, it was pretty straightforward. I'll be very quick with it because I've said it like I have said it about 20 times. But I played a clip that got DS. They weren't allowed to live stream for like over a week. So our video got taken down, and then they weren't allowed to live stream for over a week, and apparently they got a strike for it.
Is that their first strike? They've had a few, haven't they?
I don't know, but I sort of said to everyone in the chat, I said, look, I don't want to be responsible for DS getting fucking pulled down like permanently. I don't want like us to be the reason, like me to be the reason for that. So we're gonna have to let's just like take all the risky shit onto our own channel, and when we want to stream on DS, if they're happy to have us, then we'll stream on that one, and we'll just be a bit more like
Australia
formal in
180.
our. Yeah.
No keywords.
We have to talk about crypto. No Android 19 virus.
I have to bring.
None of
Speaking
that.
of streaming platforms, so I want to bring up Kick. Have you looked into Kick at all yet?
But sorry,
What's
before
that?
you move on, 43, how do you explain that you simulcast, like dual streamed the exact same shit onto this channel, and this channel didn't get any warning, no strike? So how is that possible that we were the cause of the other channel? Is it just because it's got more subs, so it's more scrutinized by Google? Or
I don't know the answer, but I believe that it could have had to do with someone actually complaining about something, because they I don't think their algorithm or their AI. Yeah,
where's my blade?
snitch.
Where the fuck is my blade?
Exactly. I think someone must have complained about the intro, like someone hitting a kangaroo, because
Really?
yeah.
Oh my god, like animal cruelty.
Yeah, animal cruelty. And if any Australian knows that there's nothing wrong with hitting a kangaroo, those fucking dirty, filthy animals.
Dude, people
they'll probably
shoot
knock you
them
out before you knock them
fun.
out.
We go roo hunting, like you go rooing, in like where you get in the back of a ute with guns and drive around and fucking murder them. So having
real men don't use guns.
Fisticuffs with one is not something that people should be getting worked up about.
Yes, and by the way, you cannot donate on this channel. Even if you want to fucking give us money, you cannot.
Yes.
So go fuck yourselves. Right? Go fuck yourselves. You can't donate money.
We don't
take money.
Your money.
We don't want your money. We're not here for money. We're not here for money.
Your money's no good here, motherfucker. You know
Speaking
what?
of ruse, I've taken out about 6 in the last probably 6 months, driving just to and from work. I'll get some photos and I'll post them up.
Yeah, they're a pest.
Oh,
they're
really?
considered a pest here. We don't.
Big ones or?
Yeah, I've had my car to get repaired in February from hitting a big road. And
also,
then it's bent up at the moment from hitting too. Yeah. I love it how on our roads here in Queens.
They can fuck people up, man.
Oh yeah.
It hits your windscreen at the right angle, and it can it can kill people, man.
Yeah, I heard a story that was actually not like an urban legend. It was like a car hit a roo and it ended up coming up through the windscreen and into the cabin, and then because it was injured, it was thrashing around and killed everyone in the car just because legs and arms are so powerful. It just scratched and kicked everyone to death in the car.
It's a bit of an exaggeration, but that exact similar story happened to my mum, man. A wallaby went through her window into the back seat. It was kicking around in the back seat. She had to pull over, open the door, and let it out.
Jeez.
So, I was quite impressed.
Can I ask a question just before you move on? What is the difference between an urban legend and an old wives' tale? Can someone please tell me what the difference is? It's the same shit, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. I was arguing with someone.
Something that's been repeated because people think it's a cool story, but it never really happened. Someone made up a lie, and then because of that Chinese whispers shit, which is another version, I guess, of what you're saying, it ends up becoming like people believe it, and it's like, oh yeah, it happened to like a friend of a friend of a friend of mine. No, it fucking didn't.
Remember that TV show used to start with the start was like, it happened to a friend of mine. I can't remember what it's called. Do you remember that TV show as a kid?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Was it?
Can I tell you the story? Can I tell you what happened to like my cousin's friend, actually? And this is not an old wives' tale or an urban legend. This is actually legit. They got robbed, but they actually got robbed in. This is back in the 80s, dude. Right? And what happened is they got robbed. They got home and they realized that they'd been robbed. All their shit was like their house had been turned over, and all their like expensive shit was gone. But their camera was like left on the bed, and they thought that was like odd that they just left their camera on the bed. So anyway, like back in the day,
bum hole on the camera. on the record.
No, better than that. Better than that. Like back in the day, you guys remember there was like film in the camera. So if you
Yeah.
had like half a roll of film, you couldn't see what was in there. You'd have to wait till the rest of the roll had been taken, and
Yes.
then you'd go get it developed, and
At
then
the
you'd see the
Kodak shop or
photos.
whatever.
Yeah, a Kodak. So a month later, they get these. They finished off the roll and they get it developed. And the robbers had taken photos of them with everyone's toothbrushes like in their ass. And they'd been brushing their teeth.
Fucking hell.
For a
I have
month.
heard that one. I have heard that one.
That's not just theft. That's a hate crime.
So all I was going to say before was like,
that's an oldie but a goodie.
you know how like you're always told and you know that you're not supposed to swerve in a situation where an animal jumps out in the road and shit, but you don't know for sure how you're going to behave because like self-preservation shit can kick in or just like panic or whatever. I've been in a situation where a kangaroo has jumped out in front of the car when I've been going like high speed down a country road driving to a mine site, and I just literally stayed straight line and just mashed the fuck out of the brake pedal and actually stopped and didn't hit it. And so I was like, all right, now at least I know for sure that even in that situation with like incredibly limited time to make decisions, I didn't fuck it up and actually did the right shit. So, and the car I was in was just fucking elite. Like I couldn't believe how quickly it stopped.
That's me every week, man, driving to and from work. Dodging, they're like landmines, roos, wombats.
I've only ever had it happen once. But are you driving at those times of day where it's like real high risk, like the sun up, sun down shit?
Yeah.
See, I avoid that shit. I avoid driving. I would try as much as possible to not drive at those times where it's like sun up, sun down.
I tried to get Twitter up before, and it's not letting me bring up a Twitter like a tweet in a private window. Do you think that has anything to do with these new
rate limiting? Nah.
Yeah, well, not rate limiting, but maybe just stopping.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Richard actually tweeted about this as well, saying the tweets that used to go into the Telegram chats used to have like previews, and now it's just the link. And he actually tweeted at Elon saying, "Is this because of this shit that you're doing where you can't have this public viewable shit? And if so, that's fucked because we want to be able to like, we're doing you a favor promoting your platform on other platforms, and you're fucking us up, dog."
What do you think the play is with all this? New things
they must be getting attacked so hard, though. They're getting attacked.
Yeah.
Like their platform's getting attacked, like DDoS type attacked.
Yep.
So they're just trying to like, mitigate against that.
I'm part of the problem. So the first thing I did as soon as I had a powerful AI was set up a botnet. So it's like I get where he's coming from.
What's it doing?
I was sick of going on the dark web and paying to use other people's botnets. I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to have my own botnet. So there's breaking news here. There's breaking news here. Just in, this is like a Bitcoiner that sent this. Just in, a proposed Ethereum standard, ERC 7265, aims to address DeFi hacks by allowing the integration of a circuit breaker feature in DeFi protocols. This would help prevent the complete draining of tokens. So this is like what governments do, where they say, for your safety, we are implementing this. Look at the benefit that you're going to get. You're not going to be able to get hacked and drained, etc. But what it really means is, hey, yeah, by the way we're doing it is we control your fucking funds, and we effectively can censor shit and decide whether shit gets transferred or not. It's no longer immutable. So we definitely don't want this shit.
Guess what? PulseChain won't be rolling into their protocol.
Exactly. I actually retweeted this saying PulseChain fixes this.
Fuck that protocol.
The other thing is, when this thing gets hacked, then they can go through and all the shit where they have the control over the shit to protect people gets fucking drained. So it's like, it's the opposite of what you want. You're creating a fucking honey point.
Another
You're
issue.
creating a single point of failure.
Exactly.
The more you're able to be protected, the more of a risk it is that the protector gets fucking fucked. By the way, speaking of protectors, have you guys seen the little bubble? Have you guys seen the latest little bubble clip? Dude, it's so good.
No,
they
I
have
haven't
done
seen
it. Bro, play it. Play it. Line that shit up.
I've seen the post, but I haven't
dude.
watched it yet.
It's so fucking good. Bro, I have to say, even though I love the Richard Hart one, this one is even fucking, it's even harder.
Is it? I hope he doesn't
today.
report us. I hope he doesn't report us for this shit.
It literally dropped within the last 24 hours.
Yeah, I think I seen it today when I was on my way home, but I haven't watched it.
So I'm gonna flick you this link. Dude, it's so good. No, I don't think you'd get a strike for this. Like, as in, because I mean, unless Eminem tries to sue you, because it uses the it's a parody of the it would feel so empty without me. It would feel,
You'll just get it'll just be a copyright, and it'll mute the sound on the VOD on the replay.
Oh yeah. And we're not monetized anyway. Typically, that's all they do is they take away your monetization. Without me is the name.
I've
of the
done
song,
heaps on my monetized, and I've had no issue.
Is it the Gary Gensler one?
And I think they've used AI. I think they've used AI to make his face say the lyrics that they want.
Can you do it?
I can try.
Can you show it on yours?
Because, but remember how we've had problem with sound before, that if I share my screen, but I don't think the sound comes through. But we'll try.
But this is StreamYard, so this is different.
Right,
this might be okay. Let's try. Let's try, because I just don't want to share my whole screen, and I think
so. If you share that.
Too many frauds and scams.
We need. Can you hear it?
See it. Yeah.
See it, but can you hear it?
Yeah. Can you guys in the chat hear that?
Yeah. Someone throw up like an A1 or some shit. I know I'm stealing that idea from Crypto 7, but
AAA.
And while you're at it, hit the like and subscribe.
Yeah, on this video and our video.
If you don't hit it, fuck off. Don't come back.
Yeah, who was it that started that trend? I think it was Maddie. Maddie was like, hit the like or get the fuck out.
Oh, really?
Why is this fucking not loading like shit? You know what? I'll just, don't tell kidnappers, but I'll just turn off my security feed. I think that might be like draining too much bandwidth.
What the hell is this load time, man?
What the shit? Is it because we're streaming? It's taking up all the bandwidth?
I don't think so, man.
No, it shouldn't.
No, this is,
all right. Oh, yeah. I'm just
going to
dial
man.
I'll give this a refresh.
Here
we go. It just needed a refresh. Oh, what the fuck? Maybe we should just post the link and people could just go and watch it in their own time, because this is clearly fucked.
Do you want me to put it?
So I've put the link in the private chat. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, I can play it if you want to do mine.
That's wild. Yeah, give it a shot. Try and play it. I've got no idea why this is having a fucking little hissy fit.
Clowns trying to take us down. What a guy! Wow, what a guy! Wow.
Fuck.
Yeah.
No, it's hating life. It's hating life, bro. Unshare my screen.
Try Mayo. You try.
Hang on. Let me make sure I'm not sharing anything weird here.
Because I've got a Bitcoin chart we can look at until we get that thing working. Because Bitcoin's over 31K, bitches. 31K. Bitcoin's saying suck my fat orange wang. It is just fucking. and everyone's like, dude, like, no, we don't want to suck your wang. And it's like just thrusting.
This is little
its wang in everyone's faces, being like, fucking suck it. That is what's happening.
Too many frauds and scams.
This clown's trying to take us down. What a guy! Wow, what a guy! Wow, what a guy!
And let me just say,
guess who's back? back again.
I'm just.
Gary's back. Tell a friend.
I
Guess who's back? 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 Na 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 na. I created some guidelines. Cause all of my overlords told me to stop crypto shops. They got bigger. You want help? Well, this is what I'll give you. A little middle finger mixed with a lawsuit. That monster forgot who I am, what I'm up to. Pick up the phone when you call, something I'll not do. I'm shocked that you're just not cooperating. It's obvious you're wrong. Stop debating. Matter of fact, to stop operating. Everybody go back to the job you're hating. Miss Luna, FTX, LCS2. But my only job is protecting you. So the SEC's protecting me. He said CZ free, please let him be. Gary tried to shut him down, securities, but I feel so empty without these. So try that shit, buy that dip. I mean, this is not advice, don't cry about it. We get married to the fat bags we carry. We buy whatever we like, man. Fuck you, Gary. Now this looks like a job for me. I see hucksters, monsters, probably they need protecting from the SEC. This shit smells like security. Now this looks like a job for me. I see hucksters, monsters, probably they need protecting from the SEC. This shit smells like security.
Frankly, there's too many frauds and scams and too much hype picking the pockets of the American public. Huckster and flim-flam artists. I think that the rules and the regulations are already clear.
Howie, let fail.
My favorite part is the probably. It's like the probably, and also the fat bags that we marry. They're marrying the fat bags, dude. These guys are fucking killer.
They're good.
Little Bubble, he's an Aussie.
So
Yeah.
they're saying that video has had the highest engagement of any video they've ever made.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, serious?
Where is it? Yeah. Well done. You're more engaged, more interest than usual.
Yeah, they got a notification that said this
Yeah.
video that you made has like a higher level of interest than your regular, like than your average videos. But maybe it's because they haven't made one for a little while. So by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, they made one about Richard. It's really good. By the way, you see how like in that video, they talk about setting CZ free. They are like, they cop sponsorship from Binance. So they're Binance fans. Binance features in a lot of their videos. There's one about them getting free merch from Binance. There's one about, Binance a lot.
Who's Binance a lot? Little Bubble.
Little Bubble. They're like sponsored or hired by, which is cool because I like their content. So if Binance is funding them to be able to create their content, it's good.
Yeah, he's an Aussie bloke, like 43.
I didn't know they were Australian.
I think he's Aussie. I'm pretty sure he's Aussie.
99% sure he's an Aussie bloke.
Go Australia. We have a disproportionately high amount of talent in this country.
Fucking oath.
Like per capita, it's actually pretty crazy.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't know.
No
idea. Like, we must be doing something right. There must be something going on here that's good.
Could be cultural.
I don't think it's cultural. I don't think we have very good culture.
Not now, but previously I think we did. And like the creativity that you get now had to be from the development of the past. So
like the 70s and the 80s were good. For shit to be good now, like to have developed into talent now everywhere, then it must have been from back in the 70s and 80s. So maybe we were doing things right back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And then in the
very possible
2000s, just shit went sideways. Sort of around the time
by a big corp.
Sort of around the time when mobile phones started coming out.
Distractions. Smoking
Dude,
areas.
Mobile phones absolutely fucking fucked the younger gens, man. Absolutely fucked them up.
This is a good comment. We also have a disproportionate amount of meth heads.
That was recent, though. That was recent.
not as bad as like
we excel in
going
all
on.
disciplines.
There is not an area where we where we don't kick ass.
When we do shit hard. We don't fuck
Yeah.
around. We go all the way.
All in or nothing.
All in. Fuck yeah.
Australia's gone. Yeah, sign up to our OnlyFans.
You heard right,
Show OnlyFans.
Bob the guy. You heard right. This is the uncensored version.
So I thought I had found a way to buy Pulse with no KYC and no with Fiat, but without KYC. And then the website that you did so it was like step one was go to a supermarket with like a fancy disguise and buy like a prepaid Visa debit card or MasterCard debit cards or whatever with cash. So you use cash to buy a Visa gift card, and then you go on this website, which was Guardarian.
Take a step back, bro.
Oh.
I need to know fancy disguise. What are we?
No, you don't actually need a disguise, but maybe wear a hat or like just look away from cameras or look. It's up to you. Like as in, it depends what
like
level.
Traditional Orthodox Jew, like Jew curl, like hair curls coming down here.
I mean, you could even get someone else to go and get it for you, who you trust enough to not run off with your money, but is not close enough that you want them getting their door kicked in when it gets back around.
Who you're happy to take the fall for you.
Yeah. Someone you need someone who you trust enough, but that you don't like.
You don't. Yeah.
I'll get Satoshi Sakamoto to do it for me. So basically, you do that step, you get that card, and then you go on one of these websites. Oh, the site's back up again. So guardarian.com. It's a bit like Change Now, but their fiat fucking shit looks like it actually fucking works. It doesn't bring up that error saying like this is not working currently. And it's got all the currencies.
You need a VPN.
All the currencies that we care about. Yeah, I mean, you would take care of that side of it. But the point is that you can come to this website, assuming that you're using a VPN or whatever, and you can go fiat to Pulse. And then, so like I'm just going to do Great British Pounds into PLS, PulseChain, and then it takes Visa and MasterCard. So someone said that they looked at it and it charges 8%. So maybe for some people that's too high a fee. But I was on a mission to find a way for two rich friends of mine who wanted to buy PulseChain but did not want KYC. And I wasn't willing to give up my bag or link my identity to a purchase. And I was already all in, like as in all in on crypto. So it's like, I didn't have the ability to do it for them without giving them part of my bag. So I put effort into finding a solution for them to use. I think obviously there's a limit to how much you can put on these gift cards. It might be like $1,000 or $2,000. So they're going to have to go and do it like multiple times, but they're okay with that. And so yeah, this is a way that you can do fiat to PulseChain with no KYC.
What about that bit refill thing? Does that work? I had a friend ask me about that this week.
I don't know. What's bit refill? I mean, I'm sure there's other ways, like the person-to-person shit, but
bit refill's the other way around. That's the other way.
Where you have to meet up with someone in person, though?
No. This is where you put crypto on a card and then go spend it. And you can use it like as in a shop to buy shit.
So this is for the other.
This is the other way.
This is to go in the other direction. Yeah. Sorry. For me, because these people want to get in to PulseChain, not out yet. So my mission statement was purely, how do we get Australian dollars into Pulse without KYC? But that's great because eventually they're going to ask me. Eventually they're going to come to me with now how do I buy a yacht?
If we had decent privacy protocols, this would be less of an issue. You know what I mean? Like it would be less of an issue if you have decent privacy protocols.
I actually already told them about liquid loans for the way out. I was like, look, on the way out, you don't sell. you do what the ultra mega wealthy people do, and you borrow money against collateral so that you don't pay tax, and then you just go and buy whatever the fuck you want. And when they say, where did you get the money from? You say, I borrowed it, fuck off. Because you depending on what jurisdiction you're in, you don't have to pay tax on loans. So
you
and
might have to.
They love that
justify
shit. They love that shit.
Yeah.
They get their dick hard when you say you borrowed the money, because they're like, that's great. This motherfucker's going to be a wage slave for even longer now. This motherfucker's in debt, not
But they don't
realizing that you've got more money than a small country. But in their
also
minds,
not
they're
realizing
like,
liquid loans is there's no interest payable.
Exactly.
You don't even have to actually pay it back. Like technically, you don't need to pay it back.
Correct. That's the play, is not to ever pay it back.
What's the update on that? Because I've been away for like a month from the crypto scene. So is that actually out yet, or are we still waiting on that?
It's not out yet. It's not out yet. Walrus did a cool update video from Dubai, and it's. I mean, I know trust is not a word we're supposed to use in crypto, but like, I know that they're not going to rug. Like, I know that team is not going to like be like, oh, whoopsie, we didn't make the fucking protocol. Like, so I'm confident that it will eventually come out.
Yeah, because what was the original thing? Was they were going to wait 1 month after launch for everything to settle, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, they did say that was actually deliberate, that they didn't want a situation where people were able to start taking loans, and then high volatility at the start means people would be liquidated and be really upset at the protocol. So they actually didn't even want people to be able to use it for at least the first month. So we're kind of getting to the time frame of when that they deliberately wanted to delay for. Anyway, good point. Really good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I do remember them saying that. So we're about that much now, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, PulseChain's been around for about just over a month. No bugs, fucking running sick, a little bit of a pump last night. I was getting excited about a 6% pump yesterday, and people were telling me I was tripping. They were like, what is this, a baby pump for ants? And I thought that was a pretty good pump. Like literally it was in 2 hours, it pumped like 6%.
Well, pump's better than a dump, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, all right, if you don't like pumps, then I'll just go and get all my
6%.
whale mates to fucking crush the price back down. How do you like me now? No. Okay, market sell. Like, because also like PulseChain's not a small project. Like, as in 6%, like lifting at 6% is not a small amount of buys. So let's just go, and I'm going to go and have a look at the price right now. Maybe they're just still butthurt that it's under SAC price.
Yeah, of course they would be. So do we ever see, because I haven't been around for a few weeks, do we ever see what happened to that supposed Binance named wallet that bought up, or that bridged over the USDC, USDT?
Shit, I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, did not.
Remember that 43?
No. Or maybe I forgot.
I didn't hear about this.
I don't remember.
So you reckon there's a provably linked Binance wallet that
I don't think
bridged over and bought some PulseChain?
It didn't buy, but it bridged over heaps of USDC, USDT, and some DAI and ETH.
Huh. Interesting shit.
And this was probably, it would have been 4 weeks ago before I sort of went Mia for a bit.
So the betas want to play, hey?
Wasn't it? Yeah.
The betas want to come and play in our sandcastle.
We weren't sure if it was a legit Binance wallet or not, but yeah, there was a lot of stable coins bridged over and Ethereum bridged over by that wallet. We'll have to try and chase that up. Yeah.
That's cool.
If anyone in chat knows about that or link.
So I'm just looking at a chart of Pulse against USDC over on Ethereum. And even though it's like quite a low volume chart, so it looks a bit chopped up, but we've put in a higher low now. So we were down at around 8.7, and now we put in a low at like 9.2. So that's cool. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we like basically only went up from here. Like if Bitcoin does another leg up, I think I think it's time to fucking party. And it looks ready to pop. Bitcoin looks absolutely ready to pop. It's like bull flag level shit. I should share this screen, but yeah, there's a mad bull flag on Bitcoin. It's over 31K. It's ready to pop. It's like a 10-month pregnant woman. It's ready to pop.
These are a C-section. Quick go.
Yeah. If this thing doesn't go naturally, we're gonna have to get in there with a blade.
Give that thing a little.
If the woman's 10 months, I got some bad news, man. She's 10 months pregnant. I got some real bad news.
Bro, this BTC chart is 10 months pregnant. Is it time to get the blade?
Can you share? Can you pop it up?
Yep. I thought 43 might have stepped away, but it sounds like he's just jacking it. So we're just
don't want to see squid beak. Remember?
I don't mean.
Did I leave the mic on?
Yeah,
dude, you've got a fucking NFT profile picture.
Yeah, Hex 555. That's from one of our
smoking the pipe, smoking the pole.
So 43. If you share that screen, this is a 4-hour Bitcoin chart.
Hex.
Look at this fucking shit. This thing's 10 months pregnant. Look at this shit. So we have gone. So this thing is just flagging out. It's just waving its dick around over 31K. Like, do you guys seriously think that this is not just going to fucking burst to the upside and go like minimum 35K? And if that happens, you won't see PulseChain under, like, assuming Bitcoin goes up here and fucking stays around there and starts consolidating again, like creating another flag. I don't think we're going to see PulseChain under base SAC price again. That'll be game over. Game over for bears.
GG.
Bye-bye, bears. The fucking bear trap. It's a fucking bear trap. What other charts have we got? This one's total cap. Ha! Look at this level. Like, I rarely change these levels, so let's go and take a look. Okay. I've boxed out this fib is basically what I've done with these two green levels here. We're above that zone and TD3 of 9 on the weekly chart. It's time to go. We're ready. This thing is 10 months pregnant. Let's just fucking get it done. I'm ready to meet my fucking.
You reckon?
I'm ready
35.
to meet my child. Let's fucking go.
You think we're going to 35 in BTC?
At least, dude. What other charts are in here that might be of interest to you, Anons? This is the Hex chart.
Let's look at Hex.
That is fucking trash. Why is that doing that? I mean, surely that must be the bottom, but
Did that come up? That's not up on the screen.
Yeah, I can't see it.
What chart are you guys looking at? Like, as in
Still
what?
on the Bitcoin one.
We're still on the Bitcoin chart.
Oh, whoops.
Bloody hell, noob. What are you doing there?
Sorry, I was on the wrong tab. So this is the one I was just talking about. You guys would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is the total cap.
Is this
so when I said I boxed out the fib, so no, this is the entire market cap, including Bitcoin. So $1.18 trillion. So we're back over the $1 trillion mark. We're on a 3 of 9 in the weekly scale. Let's actually look at the monthly. What's the monthly doing? Oh, bro, 7 of 9. So we've got guys, let's fucking go. The next 2 months at least. We could be at 1.5 trillion before the next 60 days ends. according to this. Because we're above this fucking fib zone. And, oh, wait. This Fibonacci tool, I must have assumed that we could go as low as this, which we didn't. So we need this fib tool to be like here. So no, we haven't actually got part. So let's say up to maybe here, 1.28 trillion. But I think the one to watch is probably Bitcoin. But yeah, everything looks bullish. Everything's bullish. I'm bullish on everything.
Have you got a Runeskis in chat was asking for the PX/Pulse chart? Have you got that?
I'd have to go to Dex. I don't think they've got it on. I don't think they've got that on Dex. Actually, let's find out if TradingView has got any.
I don't think they do.
Oh, there's a PLS. There's a PLSX charts on some exchanges. What did he want? He wanted PLS.
Hex/Pulse, because Hex is going up rapidly against Pulse at the moment.
I'd have to grab Dex Screener because I wanted to check this anyway because I gave up checking on TradingView whether they were bringing those charts in. I think, as a community, we need to put more pressure on. So what I want everyone to do, and I've personally been doing this, so I'm not a hypocrite asking other people to do it. Go about your day as usual. And when you hit a wall, something like a tool or a website that you would normally use, if it doesn't have the shit that you would want to see, fucking hit them up. And then DM me and be like, especially if you don't have a large following on Twitter, DM me and be like, hey, I've just tweeted at these clowns telling them to stop clowning. Can you help me blow it up? And I'll retweet your shit. That is the guarantee that I give to you. If you do the work of identifying where there's a deficiency in the sort of the adoption of these tools to do with things that we like PulseChain.
This comes back to the community. See, the community is so big and willing to help out like that, and this is what will help us grow way faster.
Yep.
Just if the people ask, power in numbers, man, power in numbers.
So I'll go and so by the way, something else that has been a bit sad was early in PulseChain, we went rocketing up those volume ranks, to the point where Binance started faking volume just to compete with us. And now we're fucking 7th or some shit. I'll share this screen.
Yeah, I was looking just before actually.
43, if you can share that. So so we're 7th at the moment, but so this says we've got 39 million volume, and these other chains have got not much more, right? So that's 44, 47, so then 90. But we could be 2 positions higher with literally fuck all increase in volume. And so just get out there and buy something and then sell it again. Just get that fucking volume metric on the table. But anyway, here's the charts that everyone wanted to see. Let's look at Hex versus Pulse. So remember, this is Hex on Pulse versus Pulse. I mean, they're talking about this pump through here. This happened while we were having our Twitter spaces. So Pulse was pumping, and then so keep in mind, through this period, Pulse was also pumping. So Hex in dollar terms, if we look at a Hex versus DAI chart or something.
Is that the PRC 20?
This is Hex DAI. This is Hex DAI. It looked even more crazy. But I mean, I guess when you zoom out, we're only just, this is good though. Look, we've broken this. There was this resistance through here. So this is Hex on PulseChain against the dollar. So we had this level through here that was kind of like had been previous support, I guess. Something like that. Where like 1, 2, 3 times that it rejected the price, and now we've actually broken through, and now it's the moment of truth. Can we find support on this level, flip this into support, and start moving up? Only time will tell. Moon King said that his level is 1.6, I think. 1.6 cents. He wants to see Hex above 1.6 cents, and then he reckons it's literal moon time. Or was he talking about the price against Pulse? Who knows?
I want to give my mate Ace a shout out if he's watching. Thanks for watching. Supporting.
Yeah, he might have been talking about this one. Sorry. Yeah. Shout people out for sure. Everyone loves that shit. He might have been talking about this one being this level here, this 0.016 level. So because Pulse has been fluffing around the 0.001 level, means that the numbers will sound the same on both charts because it's just like out by a decimal place. So, well, out by a few decimal places, whatever. So yeah, let's fucking go. This looks bullish, right? We're making higher lows and higher highs. I don't know, some shit like this. So yeah, let's fucking go. What do you guys think? You guys bullish?
I'm always bullish, man.
Yeah, everyone needs to get bullish or get the fuck out. You know?
I'm not bullish.
No.
Then get the fuck out. That's why your camera's off, bro. That's why your camera's off, because you're embarrassed to show your face while not being bullish. And I agree with that decision, bro.
Explain why not bullish. Explain.
Yeah, explain yourself.
Let me turn on my camera if I can work out how the fuck to turn on my camera.
Yeah.
How do I turn my camera back on?
How long have you been doing this for, and you still don't know how to use a camera?
How do
Dude,
I?
This is StreamYard.
I'm a technology expert. I'm a technology expert, but I don't know how to turn my camera on. And now he's just left the stream altogether. It's just like, maybe I can pretend that I just clicked the wrong button and get the fuck out of here before people find out.
I know what I'm doing. Do you type like this?
No, dude, I just think that I want to be bullish. I want to be bullish. I love being a bull. I just want to see some more. I think I don't see the interest yet in like just the general, there's too much, there's interest rates are too high. There's too much like negativity out there. Where are people gonna?
Those things are bullish. Those things are bullish. Like having.
I also subscribe to attributing everything to bullish, like, you know, being a bullish situation. No. I like that, but it's not bullish if people don't have money to put into, like, what high interest rates do.
I promise I'm not doing that. Everything is bullish for Hex thing. I genuinely believe that when crypto is a ghost town, that's fucking bullish. Like, that's when you should be accumulating.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with that. But when I say, I just think it's going to take a little bit longer. I think it's going to take a bit longer than just. It's not going to happen now. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I think people have a little bit of time to accumulate.
We all agree it's time to accumulate, but you've got a longer time horizon on when to start getting bullish.
Yeah,
whereas I'm short-term bullish.
When I say I'm not bearish, I just think we're going to bump and grind for a while. You know, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Donkey market, man. Donkey market. It will kick you in the dick. So
can you see that?
It's good DCA. It's good DCA, like crypto weather. Good DCA.
Do you guys want to talk?
Weather.
Can you see that thing I shared? Is that worth showing everyone?
What
Just
was it? I'll let you show your screen.
It's the rate hike cycles.
Oh, rate hike cycles in Legacy.
Yeah.
And you know
Can you see that?
I can't see it. 43. Can you see a screen being shared?
Yep.
I will admit I am a fucking permabull. Like I'm
you are
bullish.
There's nothing wrong with that. I like that.
80% of the fucking time. Like I'm
Dude, I love the fact that you are a perma. I like to be. I see myself as one as well, because deep down, I'm very bullish on crypto as a whole. Always, no matter what's going on, I always think that crypto is the way. Right, but like if I'm just looking at the macro, I'm saying like, okay, well, I can only speak about Australia, and I know that other places around the world are doing it tough. People haven't got disposable income. They're just like trying to make ends meet. And that means, to me, that huge influxes of just the masses is not going to happen. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen like with BTC and ETH. If like big players want to get in, this might be the time for them to get in, and that might kickstart all the other shit. But like when that happens, who knows? Who knows, man?
I was just about to say that I think that this particular start of this bull run will be driven by network participants that are not domestic and don't have budgets and shit. It'll be entities that they're not feeling
can just make their own money.
Yes, hopefully not those fucks, but like at least individuals and institutions that are not like worried about the price of food in the shops and like rising costs of living and shit like that. Like it makes no difference.
No, they're the beneficiaries of higher prices in the shops.
Yeah, they're the beneficiaries of it.
And that's probably why they have more money to go spend on crypto. So what were you showing, Mayo? I saw something you were showing something about.
Sorry.
Oh, did everyone see it? No, do you want to put it back? Oh, I thought we were done.
No. We hadn't even got to it yet.
Oh, but yeah, right.
So what? Yeah, explain what it is. It's like, is it rates?
So one, hang on. Yeah, so one's a bit of a chart for the Reserve Bank RBA rate hikes in comparison to past. Hang on, I'll put it back up.
The RBA has been on a rampage the last year and a half. Like all central banks have been on the rampage the last year and a half.
So this is just.
So did the RBA put it up today? Did they put up the rates today?
I'm not sure. I didn't hear today.
Because today's Tuesday and it's the first Tuesday of the month. So today's the day. Can we? Hey, any Australians out there? Tell me, did the Reserve Bank of Australia put the rates up today, or did they leave them? I've got a feeling they left them on hold.
I said paused. Yeah, paused.
Paused today. Yeah, I thought so. Because there was quite a there was a reduction in inflation, down from 8% down to 6% or something. So I've got a feeling they're going to. I thought to myself, they'll probably pause it and see if that reduction keeps happening, because essentially they want to get down to 3%, right? So I don't think we're done with rate hikes, but let's see what happens.
And then the other one I had for shits and giggles with this one.
Oh, what's this? I'm going to make this bigger. Hang on. Can you zoom in on that? Labor have done nothing to help. Nothing to help the Reserve Bank fix inflation.
Can't zoom in that. Let's change some shit.
I was talking to my cousin yesterday about what a fucking mess. What a fucking mess this system is. This fucking game. Governments and central banks playing this game, and then putting pressure on citizens. Like, it's just this fucking bullshit game that gets played by everyone. It's a bullshit game.
Oh, they want to get rid of the middle class. They want to eliminate middle class and just have us and them. Middle class is the biggest threat.
Yes.
That's how I see it anyway.
Yes.
The middle class
Yes.
is the biggest threat to anyone in power.
Wealthy enough to be dangerous, not wealthy enough to be part of the club. That is what so if they can eradicate that shit, then they've only got people on their team and people that can't afford to stand up, like financially, in terms of financially armor themselves. That's true. Yep.
They want everyone to be too busy working to bother with what's going on in the real world.
Yep.
So they make money out of nothing and then charge us to borrow it and then raise the price of us borrowing it while they keep making it for nothing.
Yeah.
Sounds legit.
Yeah, I was talking to my cousin about it yesterday, and she was just like, had no idea about all this shit. So I'm like, there's nothing backing it.
If I grabbed a note and I went, I'm going to photocopy that and make 2 notes, I go to jail. But it's okay for them to go and print as much as they want.
So you're doing illegal.
You're counterfeiting.
So counterfeiting is just the illegal version of what they do.
They are doing legally.
They're doing the exact same thing where they are creating money out of nothing, but when they do it, it's legal and it's just quantitative easing or whatever.
And who does it hurt? It hurts us.
Yeah.
It hurts
and I think that there's a lot of pain yet to be felt in Australia because a lot of people are on fixed interest rates. And I think it's maybe later this year that they will lapse. And these people who are maybe on 2 or 3% are going to go up to 6 or 7%. So I think there's going to be and maybe that takes a few months to play out, but that's going to hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, both of those things just increase the monetary supply. It's just who's doing it and who gets it. It's like there's no difference.
But they're just passing the cost on to the consumer or the retailer. So,
but it's a fake. It's like this fake market for money. It's like fake, you know. It's just, I don't know what. Did anyone ever why? I'm just interested to know why. Do we know why we don't just have a system where the money is the money? And if you want to borrow money, it actually has to be money that, it's hard to borrow money
because of these corrupt cunts.
Because when you go bid for everyone's
power shit, man. You can't trust any human, no matter how ethical they are, to have that much fucking power. No one can resist the. If you're in a position where you can make money for free, like you just create money out of nothing, who would be able to resist doing that?
Yeah, but the game is that, okay, now you fucking plebs, you go and bid against each other at auctions for houses, right? Bid against each other, pushing up the price of this fake money that we're making out of nothing so that you have the pleasure of paying us high interest rates for. So they're going to get their cake no matter what, because one of the two is going to win the auction. One of the two people bidding is going to win the auction, and this money is going to get created because there's new debt.
Yes.
Yeah. And then what happens to the old debt that people can't pay? They just take it, reclaim it.
They get the property.
Take
the house.
So,
you know what? I don't know how much that happens in Australia. I'm sure it happens, but I don't it's not like in the US or anything, but still, it's ridiculous that two people will go to an auction and bid for houses with money that no one fucking has. Like, no one has any of this money, and this money doesn't actually exist, but they're bidding against each other. It's just fucking weird, man.
But also, it's like
that we do.
It has got worse and worse. Like, it didn't start off this bad. Like, you know how that fractional reserve lending and shit like that. It in terms of what the reserve requirements just got less and less and less until they are literally zero now, or at least in the States they are. That there is actually there's no reserve requirement. They don't even need to have 0.00001% of the fucking amount that they're lending out. It can literally be infinite ratio, which is fucking
Well,
stupid.
I mean, unless
So
you
they
want to
don't
pay
need you
mortgage
anymore.
insurance, unless you want to pay mortgage insurance, you need 20% of a deposit to buy a place, right? And then they get the title. So they've got like, they're only lending you 80% usually. And I think they've made it harder to do, but all these fucking rules for fake money, man, all these fucking rules.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine
But,
if we had a system where the money that you borrowed was actual real money? Like, it was actual real money, the money that you borrowed. Like, and because it was real money, it actually had a value. You were happy to pay the interest because someone else is going without that money. So you're paying them for the, not this fake money that they're just making it and they're getting paid for it, but they're just making it out of nothing. That's what makes it a fucking scam, man. That's what makes it scammy. I'm not going to say it's a scam. I'm going to say it sounds scammy, like real fucking scammy. In any other way, like in any other system. Well, it's also a scam because they control the interest rates. So, like, someone who had a debt from like 3 years ago to now and was on variable rates is paying twice as much as they were like 3 years ago. Twice as much. So you're paying twice as much as you were 3 years ago. But for you, nothing really changed apart from like a handful of people made decisions. A handful of people in power made some decisions. And now that affects you. Affects your ability to do stuff with your family. It affects your ability to do, because this money is going where?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest selling points for crypto is that it's free of jurisdiction. You don't have some fuckwit changing the rules on you, and then a bit like what you're saying with land tax over East or whatever, where it's like you own this property and then suddenly they say you owe us more tax each year, and it's like your only options are to sell it, which is a fucking headache, or
and the taxable event.
Pay the fucking man. Like, so they know they've got you by the balls.
It's a rent. It's a rent.
With crypto, at least if you believe that what they're doing is wholly unreasonable, you can just say, suck my dick, fuck off. No, like, so it just means you get to be in the control position.
Over the Tor network.
At least you just get to be in the position of control where you're making the decision. You choose whether you want to participate in their nonsense or not. And if they get silly enough, you can just be like, no, clown, I'm not here for some fucking clown shit. I'm not coming to the circus today. Go fuck yourself. I'll stay here in the real world. So it's just better. It's just better in every way. You're no longer at the mercy of some fucking idiot who, like we described earlier in the stream, doesn't know shit about shit, who's less intelligent than you, less ethical, so less intelligent, less ethical, less fucking experience in the fucking industry that they claim to be fucking making rules for. All of that shit. It's retarded. Retarded, not merit-based, corrupt. Like, everything about it is completely fucked. And they
keep going down that path.
In fact, you know what? They can't suck my dick. They can't suck my dick. I wouldn't allow it. They're not worthy. They're not worthy. They're not worthy to even gaze upon my dick. That's why I put fucking all little stickers on all my webcams and shit. They're not even allowed to look at it, let alone fucking taste it. Fuck them. Pieces of shit.
I'm unlike you. I would allow them to suck my dick.
I
will allow it.
That is very generous of you, bro. That is very generous of you.
Yes, I'm in a generous mood. I'm in a generous mood. Yes, I would allow it. And then like in Australia, this is me having a bitch and moan. And then And if you disagree with me in the chat, anyone disagrees with me, go fuck yourself. I don't care. And
Yeah,
then they say, okay, you guys, we're going to set up like a system so that you guys can, like, you know, provide for your own retirement. We want you guys to have, like, you know, this pension, like superannuation pension fund. And then after 20 years of having it in, 30 years of having it in, when people have got money locked in there that they've, you know, you can't touch until, you know, you're about to die at 67 years of age.
Great example.
Right? You're not allowed to touch it. Then they retrospectively, and it is a retrospective change because you can't touch that fucking money. It's not like I can change my tax now. I can't touch this fucking money that's been locked in there. Right? Then they say, hey, if you have over and this is what they want to do. If you have over $3 million in your super that you've been saving with your money over the years and sacrificing and putting extra money in, so you have that money in your pension and not burdening the state by being on the pension, we're going to tax you 30%. We're going to double the tax that we've currently got if you're over that threshold of $3 million.
Example. Amazing.
So they first say that they want you to look after yourself. That's why we're bringing this in. And then later on, when they've got you by the short and curlies, they say, no, fuck you in your ass. Fuck you. That's what they say. Fuck you. We're going to tax you more because we can't do anything. You can't do anything about it. Fuck you. That's what they're doing.
That one's a particularly egregious example where that's completely fucked when they have rules, and then especially if some of the stuff that they do is incentivizes people to contribute additionally to their retirement plans. And then later they're like, oh, we can't afford this aging population or whatever. We're just going to fuck you over. Because guess what? Just like when your money's in the bank, it's not yours anyway. Like, so that was the rule changes. The fact that they're allowed to do that and change the rules on shit to do with super is fucking crazy, bro.
And think about it. Like somehow them taxing us more in our super that we've already saved is for our own benefit. Somehow them taxing us more is for our benefit.
The greater good,
bro.
The greater good.
It's all for you and your safety.
It's the greater good, bro. They're protecting us.
It's like
I feel so protected, bro. I feel so protected.
I
go to sleep. I go to sleep and I just pull the covers up and I just feel all like warm and fluffy.
And before anyone, and
it's
I already
like sleeping
know
in cotton wool.
Oh, it is. Absolutely, dude. It's exactly like that. And before people are like sitting at home saying, oh, dude, if you've got by the way, I don't have that money, but one day, $3 million in your super is not going to be a lot of money with how quickly they're printing it, with how much, like how inflation is going and how like things are going. In 20 years' time, $3 million in your super is not going to be that much. I'm telling you, dude.
So as soon I mentioned in I think last week's stream that when I started having my own business, I was under the legal structure of sole trader, right? And that's why I knew quite a bit about it. I immediately stopped paying super. And some of my friends were like, that's crazy, man. They're like, that's crazy. I'm like, why? Like, do I trust, like, so forcing myself, like continuing to pay super would either mean that I don't trust myself not to just go and blow all my money, or
that's how much you're selling it now because they can dig into that.
No. As in legally, you don't have to. Like, as in, you don't have to pay super as a sole trader. You don't. So I wasn't doing anything illegal. You have the option.
Is that right?
Yes.
No, I don't think that's right, man.
That's right.
Has that changed?
That's right.
I don't think that's right. I think that's changed lately. Dude, I'm a company and trust. I don't know about trust. And the reason I changed was for that, but they still.
I didn't just make this shit up. I had expensive accountants, like as in.
Yeah, I think it's changed recently. I think they.
Oh, okay. Well, this is going back.
In theory, I can not pay myself super and not say anything, so that no one will ever know. But now they're looking into that, so they look into every company and every blah 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 blah.
No, but remember, I wasn't an employee. I was a sole trader. I wasn't an employee of my own business. I was a sole trader. So I don't know. Maybe the rules have changed, but back when I did it, it was completely legal, and I had professional advice to confirm that. So I know I didn't do anything illegal. And so don't take this as tax advice or any shit, because like the guys have said, the rules may have changed. You need to look up your shit and make sure what you do is legal. And that's the same with anything we say on these streams. It's never like professional advice, because we're not professionals in those fields. But yeah, I was like, if I don't have to pay this shit, I'm absolutely not paying this shit, because I would rather me have the money. I trust to do a better job with it. I like the idea of it being completely accessible to me. And I just think I'll do a better job. Like, it'll grow faster in my control than this bullshit, which is the same reason why now I have self-managed, so that I can actually control what the money's invested in. And it was like, that was a no-brainer decision for me, because it's like, it would only be one of two things, right? It's either you don't trust yourself to be able to save, which I'd proven myself my entire life that wasn't the case, or you think that you're going to like fail and bankrupt yourself at some point and then need to rely on your super, the shit that you weren't allowed to touch, right? I guess it's a bit like the 555 stakes. It's like money that you can't touch. It protects you from yourself, is the idea of super, which is not insane. It's a smart idea if they didn't fuck around and change the rules on people after they've been like working under one rule set for nearly their entire fucking career. Yeah. So I don't mind the general concept of retirement funds, because a lot of people do just spend every fucking cent that they have. Like, it's pretty much like a lot of human nature.
I like the idea, dude. I like the idea of it, dude. I really do. I like the idea of it. I don't like them constantly. Every government that comes in feels like they can do something to make. No, you guys need to. They just can't help themselves. They see all that money invested, and they think it's theirs. And it's like, no, motherfuckers, that's actually our money. It's not yours at all. It's got nothing to do with you guys. No, but that's the point. That's,
when they can, with the stroke of a pen, they can fucking do whatever they want, bro. Yeah. So it kind of is theirs.
No, you're right. Yeah. And that's why you should have crypto in your self-managed super.
Yeah, self-managed super is the shit. Like, as in, then you're in control of it. So
yeah.
I mean,
but still, it's not cool that they're proposing that thing at the next election. If they get in at the next election, they're going to say
super would still come under those rules. You'd still have to follow their rules.
No, they have said already. The current government have said that if they get in at the next election, they're going to see that as a mandate for them to bring in a higher tax rate for people who have over $3 million in their super. So, and what that means is that once you go over $3 million, you will only get taxed that higher rate from then on, even if you earn little amounts. Like, if you, let's say, the second you're $3,001 worth of value in your super, from that point on, if you earn, let's say, $5 a year, you're going to get taxed 30% on that. So that's what they want to bring in, dude.
That's a huge amount of tax
for super, which is supposed to be for your retirement. Like, that's more than companies get taxed. It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's more than companies get taxed. Why are you taxing people who are saving for their own? People who are saving for their own retirement? Why are you taxing them like more than a company? Doesn't even make any fucking sense, dude.
What about the death tax? Have you seen that? So I think Australia tried to pass it. It hasn't passed, but Europe passed, or England passed it. So if you acquire anything in a death, like in a will, they tax it now as a death tax.
I think we do already have that.
Do we have that? I didn't think that passed.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
I don't think it passed.
We don't have a debt.
They tried to.
No, we don't have a debt. We don't have a debt.
So if you inherit anything, they tax it.
Maybe it's because I've got European relatives that I heard them talking about that from there, and
they tried not long ago.
That's
I don't
insane.
know if that would.
That's insane. That you've been taxed on that money your entire life, so it's already been taxed, probably multiple times, by the way, because you've got like goods and services tax and shit. So you've got this money that's already been taxed multiple times, and then you die, and those assets going to your fucking children, they tax it again.
They tax it again.
That's
So
fucked.
Ash is saying we do. We better confirm that.
I thought we did.
Billy's
Yeah,
right.
I
I
actually thought that it already existed here, but I'm not sure.
It passed, but
by the way, I asked the AI about that super thing, and it reckons you can look it up on the Australian Tax Office website. It's called Super for Sole Traders and Partnerships, and it said that you are not required to pay super for yourself. However, you can choose to make personal contributions, and so if you go and look, if you search super for sole traders and partnerships on the ATO website, this AI claims that you don't have to.
yeah, okay, all right. So
There might be,
if you have
there
a
might be
PCLA,
like,
you have to.
there might be a limit, like as in, if you have a company and you're an employee of that company, then you do. So that might be why you have to.
Hang on,
Yeah,
Ash.
I thought that.
When you say inheritance is taxed,
Can you specify?
Yeah, you need to be specific about, like, if you inherit a house and you're living in it, you're not going to get taxed for it.
I think he's saying all inheritance. Yeah, I'm unsure, but
if
Mayo,
there was a house, hang on, if there was a house, if someone inherits a house and then you sell the house, that's taxed. So you're saying that you get taxed regardless of what's going on, everything gets valued and then everything gets taxed? I don't think so, dude. I'm sorry. I don't think that's how it goes down in Australia.
It says there's no inheritance tax in Australia yet.
Yeah, I don't. There's no.
There is tax obligations for things you inherit.
Yeah,
so capital gains tax may apply if you inherit from a deceased estate. Income tax applies as usual to any dividends or rental income from shares or property you inherited. So that's normal. It's not anything extra.
Yeah, it's just normal. If there's tax to be paid on that stuff, then you then take on the obligation because you're the person. But it doesn't. It's like, think of it this way. Let's say you live with your mother, and she passes away, and you inherit the house that you live in. You don't then have to pay tax on it.
That would
to continue having that.
You'd probably have to sell the house, like as in if you didn't have the money to fund the deal.
That shit does not exist in Australia.
Good.
As far as I know, like I thought
we did have it here, but that's great news if we don't.
They tried to, but it didn't pass. So hopefully it stays that way.
But can I say we've been going for like 2 hours and 47 minutes, 2 hours and 40, almost 3 hours. I reckon that we pull the motherfucking plug.
Pull the plug, man.
Stage soon.
Whip it out. We barely talked about crypto anyway. So, how many viewers? Do you have a stat on how many viewers we had, or had? Or
I think I think we had about 50 at one stage. At what, like 55 or something
60.
at one stage.
That's pretty good, man. Oh, that's pretty good. That's actually really good. That's really good.
This channel, yeah, it's a
for
new
this
channel.
That's really good because it's with, as in we're not on the regular location. Like when I stream with Crypto 7, he's got the most popular channel, the most popular Pulse and Hex channel in the whole of the UK, and we get pretty pumped when we get over 200 people live. And this is a quarter of that. This is really good.
And the thing is, this channel only has 399 subscribers. Are you going to be the 400th?
Do it.
Who's going to be are you guys all subscribed?
Pull the trigger, motherfucker. Oh, can I quickly shield before we leave? I have a community. I've transitioned my. Actually, that's probably a triggering word for anyone who doesn't like woke shit. I have converted my Twitter community. It was going to be focused on the various spots where I create content, like i.e. this stream, etc. And but we've decided by popular demand that we're going to turn that into a dedicated group where it is updates for legitimate PulseChain projects. So we're going as a group, and I'm going to try and eventually get the people who actually run the project. So if you have a project or you know someone has a project, then it's even more important that you join the group or tell them to join the group, because that will take the pressure off us as a community for having to continually search Twitter to see the latest shit and get it in. We want that to basically be a dedicated, clean, high signal, low noise feed that is all the shit of all the projects. So you know how earlier we were talking about liquid loans, has it launched? In that community, you would theoretically know, I would say, hopefully within a day of any major thing happening. So changes to the farms on PulseX. Today there were various things in there that are things that are important to PulseChain and the projects that are being built on top of it, so that people can stay ahead of the curve with what is going on, is the purpose of that feed. So if you like the sound of that, join the community. If you know someone who is a project core team member, or who knows about their shit, or is a particular enthusiast who stays up to date with that project, tell them about the group, tell them to join, tell them to post in there. I will be hiding anything that is not in that specific vein.
Awesome. Very good.
Share
Mayo,
info, work together.
Mayo,
Anything
anything you want to shill? Any fights coming up?
Oh fuck. Ooh. No, not really. Jake won the Hong Kong thing. I don't know if you've seen us share the fuck out of that. And
I saw that.
the belt got put on him by
oh yes, I retweeted that.
I can't think of his name. What the hell? So, Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao.
That's it. I was about to say that's the name.
Dude, that's massive.
That's massive, man. And there's, Jake wore the Hex fight right about. The boys have the Hex stuff on in the corner. Unfortunately, I couldn't go, but I'm going to go to the next one. Another guy challenged him to another Hong Kong fight, so we'll be going back there. So yeah, man, in front of Manny Pacquiao and a lot of big people there in Hong Kong. And next on the list, I've been talking to Jazzy Parr, who's John Wayne Parr's daughter, and we're looking at a sponsorship with her and setting up a bit of a chat with her. So I might even have her on here with you guys, have a chat.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, she's. If you don't know who John Wayne Parr is, he's the biggest Western Muay Thai fighter ever in history, kickboxer in history. This is his daughter. He's sponsored by Monster. She's looking for a sponsor, and I'm looking at taking it on, trying to make it happen. She's already a world title boxing holder, and then she's just fought on. There's a show on, I think it's HBO or something. It's called The Challenger, I think it is. She just appeared on that, so yeah, she's been on that, and next, hopefully she's on here with us. That's the fight stuff.
Tee it up, bro. Tee it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to spend a bit of money getting a new PC and new streaming stuff, so hopefully make it happen.
Awesome.
Also,
thanks to everyone.
Sammy's meetup in over East Coast.
In October. Yeah, man, I'm going to be there at that as well. So if anyone's keen,
Mayo will be there.
Sydney, October. Awesome. Let's go.
Thanks to everyone in the chat. Appreciate you guys coming over to our new channel, DeFi Down Under. Very much appreciate it.
Such a good channel name, man. Such a good channel name.
It was Jexa and you.
I think it was Jexa. I think it was Jexa.
Yeah, Jexa came up with it. So,
I kind of laid out some of the parameters of what I would like to see in the title, and then he listed a few options, and then I think we all kind of like landed on that one.
Yep. So we've got the channel, and we're going to be here, and we might still be on Discourse Syndicate. We'll see, if they're happy to have us, and we'll do some streams here and there. But yeah, on this channel, we say and do what we like, and if shit gets banned, it gets banned.
Censorship free, baby.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Well, it gets banned.
I'm looking at other ways we can keep going.
Oh, no. No one gives a shit if we get banned, All right.
Hey, if anyone wants custom Twitter, RH Triage, hit me up. For meetups and everything.
All right. It was good chatting to you guys, man. We'll see you next week.
Fuck yeah. Cheers, man.